Hello, everyone. I messed with my microphone settings, so I'm sorry if I'm louder than usual. Like if you were watching this in a playlist and you're like, "Oh shoot, Doney's louder than usual." I'm gonna make things louder than usual though. I didn't turn up the actual music just yet because I know it's been really quiet on phone, so I'm gonna turn up the music a lot right now. So just in preparation, if you're listening to this in a playlist, turn on your audio for a second. I'm gonna turn this up like a bunch, and then you're gonna have to mix the audio a little better because I'm too lazy to do it myself. Sorry, I love you guys, but I'm bad at editing videos. Alright, everyone be careful. Alright. I hope everything looks good. Let me just make sure this is good. Yep. Alright. Let me do that. Now, it is entirely likely that I've just messed up my audio, like forever and ever. But, I guess I'll watch this episode. So this episode might be a little weird. So sorry if that happens. If that's a little loud still. Let me turn on my microphone so I'm not hitting yellow. Anyway. Enough of that. Sorry. So what? Yesterday we made a new friend. We got lab member number 8. Yeah. So, you know, I think we should get all the lab members together and be like, hey, these are the things that I changed. What else has changed? But unfortunately, I know that probably won't happen. This guy's too stuck in his ways. I open my eyes to a deep scarlet sky. I'm on my back, lying face up. The sky is vast and the colors ominous. I've never seen it like this before. Where am I? I sit up. Oh, there is nothing here. A wasteland stretches to the horizon, nothing but rocks and dust as far as the eye can see. No plants, no water, no sun, no moon, no warmth, no cold. Not a single breath of wind. It looks like hell. A frozen world. It can't be Earth. Mars, I could believe. Why am I here? This must be a dream. I give up thinking about it and lie down again on the sand. I guess I'll wake up soon. I should just wait until then. I wait, but the dream shows no signs of ending. Have I ever had a dream like this? Have I ever had a dream this lucid before? There's a terrible ringing in my ears that keeps me awake. I realize it's the sound of silence. My belongings are gone, I have no watch, no phone. The lack of motion numbs my sense of time. How long have I been lying here? It might have been only a second. It might have been 3 days. An epiphany. The concept of time is a human construct. The universe at large has no use for it. Time is a cage that we created to feel secure. Within its walls, we can forget our own insignificance. I'm thirsty. It hurts to breathe. Ah. My button wasn't working. This void is no place for a human. We're not strong enough to live in a world without time. Tears fill my eyes. What do they mean? I no longer know. I want to die. Yes, let's die. But what is death? To be frozen in time? Time stopped for me long ago. How can I die in a world that is already dead? Everything inside me is crumbling away. Who am I? I can barely recall. My soul is melting into the void. Is someone there? Anyone? Something moves in the corner of my eye. Impossible. I try to move my eyes, but I've forgotten how. Ocarine. A pleasant voice silences the buzzing in my ears. It reminds me who I am, Okabe Rintaro. This time, my eyes move. Oh no, it's Shadow Mayuri. There's a girl sitting on a nearby rock. I recognize her. My frozen brain comes alive. Her presence breathes new life into this dead world. Mayuri? My brain is still half asleep and I cannot speak. It's Mayuri, Shina Mayuri, my oldest friend. She smiles at me, swinging her legs. This is Earth, you know, 70 million years ago. Why? Why are we here? Some scary people sent you here in a time machine. This is a dream, right? Mayushi went looking for you and found ocarines from many, many world lines. You're one of many ocarines and also the original. Mayushi is one of many Mayushis and also the original. And now Ocarina and Mayushi are gonna die here. This is a dream, right, Mayuri? But I know that another Ocarina Mayushi will pick up where we left off, selling 70 million years in the future. So everything's A-okay. This is a dream. Gah! I jerk awake on top of the sofa. My body's drenched in sweat. It was a dream. Did I get any emails? No. Wait. Don't listen to Chris Peruse. Oh yeah, forgot. It was a dream. I must have fallen asleep sometime around noon. Hey, that's title screen music. What a horrible nightmare. I guess that threatening email I got is still weighing on my mind. Still, Mayuri had to save me? Even in a dream, that's unacceptable. I'm the one who saves her. That's the way it should be. Besides, Mayuri's not smart enough to talk about time travel like that. I sit up and look around the room. She's right where I expect her to find her. In front of the TV, watching a Rainak Kakaru DVD. On the screen, the Upa riding Kakaru's shoulders is screaming something unintelligible. I wish I had an Upa. Look at her sitting there all spaced out. Mayuri needs my protection. That dream was wrong. I check a Dr. P and check my phone. No new emails. Hey, I already did that. I sent Taito a mail several hours ago just to make sure that he really isn't Suzuha's father. He hasn't replied yet. Obviously, Darwin, I'm getting a call. This is Hoyo in Koyoma. Yeah, it's me, Fairy Man. Hey, wait, can I, obviously Darwin and the others don't know that I changed the past. Oh, it's you. Akira Rumiho. Yeah, who's that now? I could have sworn her real name was Akiha Rumiho. Don't tell me, could the demo have changed that too? Faris is Faris, yeah. I don't have any other names, yeah. Yeah, right. Your true name is Faris. My apologies. Of course, she's just being your usual self. Well, what is it? Is Faris calling me? If Faris is calling me, I might be about the IBM 5100. She did promise to help us find one. A bit too conspicuous now. The cat's out of the bag and they're trapped now. Huh? More of Faris' usual nonsense? The four Guardian Kings have awakened now. There's no escape now. Huh, is that so? If you think the four Guardian Kings can stop me, just wait and see. Akiba will be drowning in blood before nightfall. After the four Guardian Kings, the four Guardian Queens now. After that, it's the 8 Devils, and then the Black Angel 12 now. That many? What's going on in this town? He's really straight up a hornet deck now. I'm sorry, Koyoma, but this is checkmate now. No, it's not over yet. If I could just acquire the item, I can turn the tide. Have you still not located an IBM 5100? Sorry now, I have aliens looking all over the world, but still no luck now. What, so she has no progress to report? Please hurry, I'm running out of time. Okay now, I'll tell you as soon as I find one, Koyoma. Until then, hold on to your 9 lives now. Yeah, I can't die yet. El Psycho. Oh. She hung up before I could finish. Damn it, that's why I hate talking to Faris. Anyway, moving on. This time around, my search for an IBM 5100 is going poorly. Actually, I suppose I should consider myself lucky for having found one so easily the first time. Why'd you zoom in on the couch? I mean, the IBM 5100 is practically an urban legend. Oh, I guess I'm on the couch right now. There are people like Moeka who spent months searching with no success. Last time it barely took me 3 days to reach Yanabayashi Shrine, almost as if something was guiding me there. It was fate. No, it was the choice of Steins Gate. That's why it's a loss. That's why it's a loss so painful. Guess that's why they call it a phantom PC. Star was sitting at his computer like always. I read on Ad Channel that some collectors will pay millions of yen to buy one. IBM 5100s are a serious business, man. If they have that high a premium, then people must know their secret, or all after the data in CERN's mainframe. I don't get it. How come they're so expensive? I mean, I guess they were pretty expensive to begin with. Looks like one cost about $20,000 back in the day. $20,000? That is expensive. Anyway, I can't believe it's so hard to find one. Sure, it was a nice machine for its time, but only for its time. You'd have to be crazy to want one now. Maybe it's one guy buying them all up. The harder something is to obtain, the stronger the desire for it becomes. That's how people are. And that's exactly how I feel now. In the depths of CERN, completely isolated from the outside, lies a database coded with an IBM 5100. What secrets are sleeping there? Could it contain the data from CERN's time machine research? Could there be proof that the Committee of 300 exists? The desire to know grows stronger by the day. It's not just about plunging the world into chaos anymore. We need the power to oppose CERN's evil ambitions. And then there's that threatening email to consider. Dara's confident that CERN won't find us, but I can't afford to take that for granted. After all, we're up against the brightest minds in the world, the scientists who invented the World Wide Web. And they're backed by a secret organization more powerful than any nation. We're way out of our league here. They'd have no trouble at all crushing our puny labs if they desired. That's why I need a trump card to hold against them. But without an IBM 5100, we can't move forward. I'm getting restless. Whoa, what's this? Dara suddenly lurches forward to stare at his monitor. Ooh, what is it? What's wrong? But there's no way that's right. What are you talking about? Explain. Well, I'm pulling data off the server, looking for a way to gain root access. And these files are downloading crazy fast. I mean, we're talking light speed here. It's hard to believe, but for some reason, this area has a direct fiber optic line to CERN. Several lines even. Direct? What do you mean? I mean, there's literally a fiber optic cable running from underneath this building to CERN's headquarters in France. Is that strange? Yeah? Dara calls up the National Assembly of France's website. Then he brings up the command prompt and hammers out some commands. Have a look. This is the route we use to visit the National Assembly of France's site. It starts from our IP address. From there, it passes through various relays in Japan, jumps to France, and bounces around there for a while before finally reaching the National Assembly's site. It takes 16 steps total to get there. The average transfer rate is about 300 milliseconds. That's normal for an overseas connection. In other words, there's a route we have to take to get to France from Japan. Everyone takes the same route. Other countries are the same. Even browsing domestically takes about 10 steps. Now let's try CERN. Dara calls up CERN's homepage on the browser. Then he displays the route like last time. The result? There's only one step. Unlike before, the signal doesn't pass through any intermediate servers. The PC we're using, its registered name is Akihabara PC, is connected directly to CERN in France. And the transfer rate is hundreds of times better than usual. Crazy fast. You can't even get these numbers domestically, man. Why do we have a direct line? Is this even possible? It was like this when we found it, but I didn't do anything. Does the building already have a hotline to CERN? It can't be a coincidence. It might just be the choice of stuff. It doesn't make sense. Why would there be an independent line running from here all the way to CERN? I thought I was so excited he interrupted me. No Japanese or French telecommunication company would set up something like this, which means CERN did it themselves. Gara gulps and nods. Cold sweat oozes from his brow. I feel a chill as well. CERN might be able to see everything we're doing. No, maybe. Maybe CERN has been expecting us for years. How could that be? The answer is simple. John Titor claims that CERN completed their time machine in 2034. Just 2 years later, the world was a dystopia under their rule. Maybe the CERN of 2034 considers our operation in 2010 a threat. Maybe they used their time machine to travel to 2000 and install a fiber optic cable to track our every move. Entirely possible. Has the invention of the time machine started an intertemporal war? If so, what can we do? Our enemy will be stronger than even I can imagine. No, I mustn't lose heart. I need to think positive. But thanks to this direct line, we can now control the LHC remotely. You figured out how? Wow, that's amazing, Dara-kun! Mayuri pauses her DVD and comes up beside me. With a connection this fast, we can control the LHC practically in real time. I haven't actually tried it yet, though. That's right, even if this is some kind of CERN trap, we might be able to make use of it. They're still vulnerable to our attack. The LHC is that 20-kilometer long tunnel thing, right? What does it do again? It accelerates protons and smashes them together. Oh yeah, mini black holes, yeah? Right? The official line is that mini black holes might manifest as a byproduct of the particle collision, but that's not the truth. According to the top secret documents we found, the LHC was intended to create black holes from the very beginning. But we still don't know exactly how they do it. We need to think of a way to... Okabe. Oh no, Mom's here. Cruz suddenly emerged from the development room. She was cooped up there all morning. Her expression is unusually grave. What's wrong? Figured it out. Figured out what? What out? I think I know how the phone wave works. Really? Kurusu nods. She still hasn't smiled. Keep in mind that this is just a hypothesis based on what we've observed. It's closely related to what you guys were just talking about, the LHC. I believe it was you, Christina, who called the LHC the world's largest microwave. Yes, exactly. My hunch was right. You've created a monster, Okabe. A monster. It doesn't belong to some amateur lab, and before you take that as an endorsement of your abilities, I mean it in a bad way. Kurusu clutches her arms as if to keep him trembling. Give me the details. Did you know that the microwave oven was invented as a byproduct of radar research? Daru and I nod. Mayuri shakes her head. We read up on all that back when the phone wave name started to change, started acting weird. Microwaves are electromagnetic Microwaves are electromagnetic waves with a frequency of 2.45 gigahertz. The phone wave is commercial grade, so its output is about 1500 to 2000 to 2000 watts. That. Here's the important part. Kursu goes on to explain that the electromagnetic waves output by the microwave are somehow connected to the electromagnetic waves output by the phone. In fact, you could say that they fuse together. According to Dara's blueprints, the microwave and the phone are made to send out shared electromagnetic waves by taking their leads, and hardwiring each of them to the magnetron's cathode and anode. On one hand, we have the microwave's super strong electromagnetic waves, originally a byproduct of the military's research into radar technology. On the other, we have the cell phone standardized electromagnetic waves, a frequency now ubiquitous throughout the world. What happens when you fuse those two waves? Both devices use electromagnetic waves. I'm not a specialist though. Man, I'm reading bad today. Woof. So I can't examine the extent or magnitude of the influence that fusion has. But hypothetically, if the cell phone were to become a stepping stone, scattering the military-grade electromagnetic waves over a vast range of hundreds of kilometers, and it's not just Akihabara, but all of Tokyo would turn into the inside of a microwave oven. Taking into account slight variance due to body weight, the average time until death for the people inside would be 3 minutes. Seriously? Then the form is a weapon of mass destruction, isn't it? Is it really that powerful? Let me tell you what happens inside the phone wave. The air inside the oven is full of invisible hydrogen atoms. First, it bombards the atoms with microwaves to increase their energy potential. This is the normal function of a microwave oven. But when you add the electromagnetic waves from the phone, the harmonics trigger a chain reaction. The particles collide repeatedly at near light speed, gaining mass and energy each time. In other words, it becomes a sort of particle accelerator. Particle accelerator? It's literally the same as the LHC. So if the LHC was created to generate mini black holes, then the phone wave name serves to change must also produce mini black holes. Kurosu doesn't deny it. It's a miracle that thing has been so stable. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Even if it does produce mini black holes, they should evaporate instantly. But that's not what happens to the phone wave. The jellification phenomenon proves that. Just like in the LHC, our mini black holes are turning into Kerr black holes. According to Tidor, you have to inject electrons to produce the Kerr black hole effect. Where did the injected electrons come from? That's what I don't understand. The LHC uses something called a lifter to inject electrons into the black hole and control the gravitational field. Something is filling that role inside the phone wave. Something? It's easy to pretend to be someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the contradictions between your false self and the real you. It's a paradox. The paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself that I didn't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt, but somehow I ended up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if it was for the best. No, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up on ever finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess all I'm trying to say is thanks. No problem, Suzanne. Are we sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you expose your innermost feelings. They may use them against you. Fucking dork. Come on, say something else. It's fine. So, something. Like I said, I don't know what. So I guess that's what it comes down to. All Kurisu's explanation does is confirm our hypothesis that the phone wave name started to change. The phone is the same as the LHC. Looks like we need to review what the LHC is. It's time for our LHC Moe guy to shine. Oh dear. LHC stands for Large Hadron Collider. Hadron? It's the name of the elementary particle. The LHC is basically a huge circular tunnel underneath Switzerland and France. It sits about 100 meters below ground and has a total length of 27 kilometers. There are 2 rings that run through the tunnel. Inside the rings is a super low temperature vacuum, an environment like outer space basically. Seriously, Moe. In an adjacent facility, protons are gradually accelerated by the linear accelerator, the proton synchronization booster, and the super proton synchrotron. Synchrotron booster and the super proton synchrotron. Finally, they're injected into the LHC, where they undergo their final acceleration by a series of superconducting magnets installed in the tunnel. By now, they're traveling at up to 99.999999991%, the speed of light. That's enough to melt your brain, not as dangerous as the phone wave though. Finally, the accelerated protons collide approximately 1 to 10 billion times per second. The purpose of the LHC project is to study the high energy reactions that result, or so they say. We know they're a bunch of stinking liars. I guess that about covers it. And that, my fellow lab members, brings us to the question, can the phone wave named subject to change beat CERN to the true physical time travel? Two problems. One, setting the destination. Two, the lifter. We've already established that the D-mail arrives precisely when and where it's supposed to. It's dangerous to accept that without verification. Agreed. As for the lifter, we already know it exists, we just need to figure out what it is. I don't think we're gonna find it. The phone wave's not exactly big, you know, and we've been poking at it for days without turning up a clue. Even if we do find it, it'll take forever to learn how to tune the electron feed properly. How long is forever? CERN's been working on it for 9 years and they still haven't solved it. We're just amateurs, so it's bound to take even longer. Wait, I have an idea. Let's look at it from a different angle. CERN tried to send people back in time, but they couldn't get the electron feed right. The singularities were not naked. It's the same with the phone wave named subject to change. You can only send 36 bytes of data safely, otherwise you get a jelly man. Let's consider the problem in reverse. What if we could convert a human to data, then compress that data into just 36 bytes? We could send that person through the ring singularity just like a D-mail, couldn't we? Convert a human to data? That's not even possible, man. And even if we were, it'd be like exabytes of data or something. You want to compress that into 36 bytes? Are you high? I thought it was a good idea. I guess it's not that easy. Barriers to time travel are just too high. I turned to Kurisu, meaning to ask her opinion, and then I realized that her expression has changed dramatically. Her eyes are wide as saucers, and her mouth is hanging open. Of course, if it works, then maybe. She paused for a second, and then... Maybe we can do it! Do what? Time travel? It's hard to believe what Kurisu was saying, even though it was my idea in the first place. Are you serious? Kurisu grins triumphantly in response. Ah, shoot. Data compression part, at least. It's easy. We can just use that black hole created by the LHC, since black holes compress everything they saw. Compression won't harm data like it would harm a human. As long as we're just sending some data, there's nothing to worry about. I get it. But wait, can we really pull off such a stunt? And besides, how do you plan to convert humans into data? You know what my thesis got published, right? This is no time to flaunt your accomplishments. Have you read it? I haven't. I've got scans if you want to read it. Gar opens up his image folder and scrolls past tons of 2D porn and opens up the second image. Alright, man. Why is that in that folder? Sure enough, there's Kurisu's name in big English letters. The title of my thesis is Analysis of Memory-Related Nerve Impulses in the Temporal Lobe. Temporal lobe? Nerve impulses? What, you didn't know? No, wait, this can't be right. This title sounds like neuroscience, not physics. I'm a neuroscientist. Got a problem? What? I can't believe it. From the way she talks about particle accelerators and time travel theory, I was sure she had to be a physicist. No, forget about that. How is this related to time travel? Converting an entire human to data is impossible. But converting a human's memories may be possible. Converting memories to data? Kurisu proceeds to explain her thesis. Here we go. My nose is itching, 1 second. Memories acclimate in something called the parahippocampal gyrus, or hippocampus, which is located in the temporal lobe of the brain. But what exactly are memories? Kurisu's thesis analyzes that question from a neuroscientific perspective. All of the brain's functions manifest as electrical signals running through its neurons. Even memories are written to the hippocampus by electrical signals. Kurisu analyzed how specific electrical signals correspond to specific memories. The mechanism by which humans recall memories can be likened to a word association game. You begin with a vague, abstract image which calls successive images of increasing clarity. Imagine a chest of drawers. Each drawer is filled with tiny boxes, and inside each tiny box is another bunch of tiny boxes. You keep opening boxes until you find the memory you're looking for. Kurisu discovered that the number of retrieval commands nerve impulses used to store such memories is surprisingly low, and of hundreds of millions of nerve impulse patterns in the brain, only a few thousand are related to memory. It was the successful analysis of these patterns that earned Kurisu and her research team critical acclaim in the scientific community. Now, before you ask how this relates to time travel, there's just one more thing I need to explain. Several years ago, my lab, the neuropsychology lab at Victor Condoria University, developed a technology called visual rebuilding, or VR for short with it. Put simply, it enables conversion of video data into nerve impulse signals. Used in reverse, it can also convert nerve impulses into video data, or any other kind of electronic data. So, if we combine VR technology with my research, do you see where I'm going? No way. We can convert memories into data? Not just that, memory transplantation, backups, external storage, all these things become possible. It's like science fiction. In a sense, this technology could be used to copy a person's soul. According to Kurisu, some religious groups strongly oppose this research, as you might expect. On the other hand, the medical community is ecstatic about the possibilities. In any case, it's amazing that my assistant here was able to make such an incredible discovery. Of course, she did have a university supporting her, but still. So basically, what you're saying is that we convert the subject's memories into video data, use the LHC's black hole to compress that data into 36 bytes, send that data through the curved black hole inside the phone wave named subject to change, and finally imprint those memories on the subject's brain in the past? What does that mean? We can send our memories back in time. In order to differentiate it from physical time travel, let's call it a time leap for now. You don't go back, just your memories. It's so crazy that nobody's thought of it before. She's right, the idea is ridiculous, which is exactly why none of these geniuses at CERN can come up with it. But the union of physics, neuroscience, and neurophysiology will make the impossible possible. To transfer memories to the past via cell phone to time leap. The important thing to remember is that only memories are being transferred. Personality and consciousness aren't included. What does that mean? How is it different from what you see in sci-fi novels? Time leaping in sci-fi usually sends everything, consciousness, personality, and memory. But in real life, there's probably too much data, and besides, we only analyze memories. Think of consciousness, personality, and memory as separate things. Memories are like the video data stored in your computer, and consciousness and personality are like the OS. But video can take up way more space than the OS. It's just an example. For starters, it's still not clear where personality and consciousness are located or how they're constructed. So we can't convert them into data, or at least I can't. So we can only send memories? Where does that leave us? Where does that leave us? Your memories aren't the only thing that define you. Even if you send your memories to the past, it will be like receiving these consciousness and personality to process them. So in Mindor's terms, it's like copying data from a Vista computer to a Min95 computer. Data created with the latest OS might not work on an older OS, but it might cause errors. For example, if you sent your current memories to yourself in elementary school, the gap between your memories and your body could have serious consequences. Anyway, is it correct to assume that we'll be targeting ourselves in the past? First, do not at my question. Just like with D-mail, we're using cell phones as a transfer medium. To be precise, you can only leap into your own body, and only if you had a cell phone at the time of reception. There was an exception in Lukako's case where we sent a D-mail to a pager, but that didn't apply to time leaping. If you try sending memories to someone else, how do I put this? There's a danger that the electrical signals might be rejected. Wouldn't want to jump into someone else's body. I mean, unless it's the body of a cute girl. This guy capable of a non-perverted thought? Don't me, you idiot. If it just bounces off, that's fine, but I'm worried incompatible memory data might do serious damage to the recipient's psyche. I don't know what might happen. No one's done it before, after all. It makes us pioneers. I like it. There are two things I do know. One, you definitely cannot go back before you were born, and two, you won't exist in two places at once. That means you don't have to worry about causing a paradox. You can't kill your parents before you were born. So the phones act like black and white holes. It seems like a strange coincidence that cell phones would be the medium of time travel, but really, could it have been anything else? These days, people wear their phones like a second skin. No other medium could reliably deliver the memories to their intended target. The more I think about it, the more I realize that this was meant to be. I whip out my phone and place it to my ear. It's me. Everything is falling into place. The plan can now proceed to the final stage. I'm talking about Operation Verthandi, obviously. Christina had me fooled. I never knew she was capable of this. It might have been the choice of Steins to get that sent through here. Don't worry, I have everything under control. Nothing can stop us now. Else I can grow. I put away my phone and turned to Kurisu. Were you listening? Good. Commence preparation for Operation Verthandi. First, explain what that is. We're gonna build your time leap machine, Christina, and you better not say it can't be done, not after showing me the way. Well, this is Akihabara. I should be able to find the parts I need. Then it's decided. I'm placing you in charge of this operation. Whatever you need, ask and it shall be yours. Together we shall complete the first time leap machine in human history. Kurisu nods, her eyes are shining with a fierce, hungry light. As I thought, she's a scientist at the core. A neuroscientist. Mayuri and Daira go home, leaving with Kurisu. She's sitting in the development room chair, endlessly twirling a pen in her fingers. What are you doing? Thinking about the time leap machine. I know we can make it, but I'm worrying about what will happen if we actually use it. She hadn't even started working on the machine, and she's already worried about what comes afterwards? That takes confidence, alright. Oh yeah, are all geniuses like this? What will happen when we use it? I doubt we can find an answer to that question, not without testing it live. Kurisu knows that. What she's really wondering is whether it's worth the risk. That's why I avoid arguing with her. You're thinking too hard. Finish the machine, then worry about it. You're so pompous. Kurisu groans and flops down on the desk. It's strange to see her like this. She's usually so cool and collected. But maybe that's an act, and this is who she really is. Hey, Okabe. Can I talk to you about something completely unrelated? I'd rather talk about something related. You told me before that I could ask you anything, remember? I did? I don't remember that. I think my father hates me. She sighs sadly. Ah, so that's what she wants to talk about. A conundrum. This isn't like before when she was merely an advisor. The family project depends on Kurisu to succeed. It is clear, however, that she will be unable to focus as long as these petty concerns distract her. In that case, it all falls to me, the great Hoyo and Koyama, to solve her problems once and for all. Only then could she devote herself fully to the future of the lab. Very well, speak. You really are pompous. I assume it was your father on the phone the other day? I'm speaking, of course, of when I found Kurisu outside the lab crying on her phone. Into her phone. The mood was delicate. Yeah. I don't remember the last time he had a kind word for me. Even when we were living together before I went to America, he acted like I wasn't there. We're supposed to be family, aren't we? And you? How'd you treat your father? I was Daddy's little girl growing up. He practically had to drive me away from him. She smiles, but in her smile I see a hint of self-mockery. My father's a physicist. Even as a child, I loved to hear him talk about science. I couldn't understand a word of it, but I always begged him to explain. I wanted to understand his work, so I started studying physics. I must have been 5. Damn, I guess that's what makes her a genius. Or perhaps the yearning for her father's love was what gave birth to her as a genius, but that. Thanks to that, I always got perfect grades in math. I ignored all other subjects though, so my grades were a little skewed. I even read my father's papers. I was a little girl trying to comprehend theoretical physics, but I gave it everything I had. I needed to understand. By 6th grade, I had learned enough that I could discuss my father's theories with him. I was so happy that I could talk to my father on his level, you know. We used to argue all night long. And then I started winning those arguments. All of them. Yeah, I can definitely see how that would make him hate you. A tragedy fitting for a girl genius. What kind of scientist loses to a grade school girl anyway? Seriously. You really think that's why? I'm absolutely certain that's why. I guess he did have a lot of pride. Anyway, one day he suddenly stopped talking to me altogether. Then he started fighting with my mom, and then finally he stopped coming home. I really loved my dad, so it was a big shock. I felt it was my fault things turned out that way. I couldn't go to school, I was so depressed. And then Mom recommended I study abroad. So that's why she went to America. You were just too talented for your own good. So how did you feel about your father now? I don't know. Kurisu looks down. He's in Japan, right? Have you seen him at all? No, he doesn't want to see me. That's why we were talking about it that's why we were talking on the phone. I asked him if we could meet, but he told me to stay away from him. Her father had quite the inferiority complex. No wonder she was crying, even for someone as strong-willed as Kurisu. It must hurt to hear that from her father. Even if we did meet, I wouldn't know what to say. I tried to talk to him before I left, you know? I tried so hard, but he just ignored me. It hurts. Whenever I think about going to see him, I remember those times. I worry he'll ignore me again, and then I can't do anything. Are you crying? Just a little, okay? You want to reconcile with your father, correct? I don't know. If you didn't, then you wouldn't have confided in me, and you wouldn't be crying, would you? True. Just be straight with him. Say I'd love you, Dad, and let's make up. I think that's a little out of character for me. It's your father. Stop acting like a weak little girl. Kurisu jerks upright with her face bright red. I'm not acting like a little girl. Yes, you are. You'll never reconcile with him like that. You need to speak from the heart. Give it to him straight. It's the only way to get your message across. You can't sugarcoat it. If that doesn't work, nothing will, and you'll just have to hope that time heals the rift between you. And how long will that take? How should I know? I'm only a year older than you, remember? How long has it been since you went to America? 7 years? If nothing has changed in 7 years, then maybe it will take twice that much time. I guess you're right. Kurisu sighs heavily and rests her chin on her hand. Did my advice backfire? It looks like she's even more depressed now. I fold my arms and rack my brain for a solution. I don't want to see Kurisu like this. It's pathetic. Well, when are you gonna see him? Huh? Kurisu opens her eyes wide in confusion. I take out my phone and bring up the calendar. I assume it will be during the summer break. Make sure you let me know ahead of time. What are you talking about? You might have plans. I need to shift my schedule around. Hold on a second, don't tell me you plan on coming along. Of course I do. You're my assistant. I will do whatever it takes to ensure that you are in peak mental condition for the experiment. Chris looks dumbfounded. What? Did I say something wrong? Okay, you've had your fun. I'm in no mood for... I'm being completely serious. I'll go anywhere you want. Anywhere in Japan. I'd go anywhere in the world, but I don't have a passport or money. Okabe. You're afraid you won't know what to say, right? Yeah. Then that settles it. I'm a master of conversation. You will have nothing to fear with Oyonkoma at your side. You are the master of nothing, man. But I love that pride. Why are you laughing? You couldn't hold a normal conversation if your life depended on it. Ah. By Jove, she's right. A mad scientist does not care about things like tact and decorum. He dominates the room with his sheer presence. Perhaps a softer touch is called for here. But thanks anyway. I definitely didn't expect you to offer to come. Not that I'm happy about it or anything. I hate how you act like a nice guy sometimes. It's confusing. Confusing how? Why is she yelling at me anyway? Shouldn't she be thanking me instead? Okabe, that offer, I could take you up on it, right? Of course. Then, once we're done upgrading the phone wave, I want you to come with me. As you wish. Where's your father anyway? Aomori. Aomori? That's where he lives now. That's way up at the north end of the island, like 700 kilometers or something. I wasn't expecting to have to go that far. What? You're not going to back out, are you? You already promised. I'm taking whether you like it or not, okay? Aomori it is. I bet it's probably Aomori. Promising to go to Aomori will let Kurisu concentrate on the time leap machine. It's a small price to pay. A small price indeed. Talk about being a mad scientist again. Oh, he always does that in moments like these. The next day, Mayuri and I go shopping at Radicon. We have a list written by Kurisu of parts for the time leap machine. Naturally, I'm paying for everything out of my own pocket. Kurisu and Daru have already started work on the upgrade. Apparently, the conversion of memories into digital data requires software developed at Kurisu's lab in America. So you can download that software from the dedicated server. But that's not the only thing we need. There's also some kind of brain scanning headgear that we're going to have to make ourselves. Incidentally, I have to pay extra close attention to make sure Mayuri doesn't water off while we're shopping. If she sees some random store that interests her, she'll literally stop and stare at it for hours. Going from Tokyo to Aomori by bullet train is over 15,000 yen per person, but the overnight bus is only 5,000 yen. Which do you prefer? I want to cover the traveling expenses, but I don't have that much on hand. I'm staying at a hotel, but it's not a celeb. Mom is pretty strict on money, not to mention she'd kill me if she knew I was going to see my father. So maybe we should go over overnight bus to fit our budget and find another way. What is this nonsense? Your duty as a lab. Sir, be nice to her. Yeah, be nice to her. Be nice to my friends. I'm a good person, damn it. I keep walking, of course, and I only later realize that she's not behind me. Then I have to run from store to store looking for her. This must be how parents of small children feel. Anyway, this is nothing new. Mayuri's always been like this. I'm begging you, stick with me. If you get lost in this labyrinth of technology, you'll never escape. Not with your sense of direction. Okie dokie, I'll be careful. By the way, how is time leaping different from time travel? Did she really hear what I said about not wandering off? Besides, Chris already explained the difference yesterday. Time travel means your whole body travels through time. The time leap will only send your memories to the past. It's simple. Just memories, no personality or consciousness included. Although Kurisu did mention that there was no way to be sure what might happen to your consciousness. Oh. That means you can do things with time leaps that you can't do with D-mails. D-mails can only send instructions to the past. The past may change or it may not. The results are unpredictable and depend on the recipient. And when the past does change, the world line is reconfigured. Everyone loses their old memories. I'm the exception, thanks to reading Steiner. With a time leap, on the other hand, you can give your past self not just instructions, but all the memories you have right now. Or at least, that's the idea. We won't know for sure if that works until the machine is built. So I could send the costume I'm making back to last week. I would love that more another week to prepare for Kamio. That might be possible with time travel, but not with time leaping. So you had a test last week. Now that you know the answers, you could send that knowledge to yourself and ace the test. But you couldn't go back and hand yourself a cheat sheet. So Mayushi's mind goes to Mayushi's 1 week ago? Exactly. While this conversation has been going on, I've been steadily purchasing items for Kurisu's shopping list. You can't bring stuff, you can bring your memories. I get it. But then what about Mayushi 1 week ago? Where do her memories go? I assume they get overwritten. We haven't tested it though, so there's no way to be sure. She disappears? Your memories right now include your memories from back then, so even if she does disappear, you don't really lose anything. I guess you could say you're just adding your memories from 1 week to in the future. Then if Mayushi's memories leaping in Mayushi 1 week ago, what happens to Mayushi now? Mayuri's asking some pretty philosophical questions today, but I guess anyone would ask the same. Mayushi's memories turn to the past, but my body's still here, right? What happens to me when my memories go bye-bye? You become an empty shell. No, that can't be right. That would make sense. My assistant's device merely records your memory data. In other words, it's just a backup. Your original memories are still inside you. Nothing inside but the brain is lost. You don't become an empty shell. Besides, neither personality nor consciousness is transferred to begin with. The body shouldn't become an empty shell, and your consciousness shouldn't leave either. No, wait, there's another issue here. Actually, won't you become a new Mayuri, one who received memories from the future 1 week ago? Not that anybody, including me, would be able to tell the difference. Then, does Mayushi hide the normal memories before the time leap get erased by the Mayushi who repeated the week with extra memories? This is getting complicated. Thanks, that helps. I'll keep plugging away at this time leap machine after all. I am a lab mem, lol. She's here. She's here. We're friends now, we're friends. We're all friends here. We're all hugs. We can all hug each other. It's getting complicated. That's right, she's erased. In other words, you relive the week. You can do things the same, or you could do something completely different. And you'll keep your old memories of the week that disappeared. Then, does that mean... The questions keep coming. She's trying hard to understand her own ditzy way. So I redo the week okay, but what if I decide to go to Ikebukuro with my friends instead of coming to the lab today? What happens to the Mayushi Takulokari now? The present would change to match the past, and this conversation would never happen. Oh, and you would notice the difference, Sokari? Right, no one would notice. That would be kind of sad. For who? Me? No, for Mayushi. I don't get what she means. Maybe that's why Christian doesn't want to change the past. She nods to herself with a bright smile. Oh, I just thought of something. Can you time leap into the future? Maybe, but there wouldn't be a point. Kurosu and I reached that conclusion yesterday. The memories you send overwrite the memories at your destination. If you sent your memory 1 week into the future, then the future would lose 1 week of memories. The whole point of our time leap machine is to affect past events. We don't need to worry about the future. Besides, you're less likely to reach the future than you are the past. And that's because the future is inherently unpredictable. For example, do you think you'll have the same phone number for all eternity? How should I know? Exactly my point. And remember, pagers become obsolete with the advent of cell phones. Similarly, our phones may be replaced by some other device in the future. In order for the time leap to succeed, our target you must have a phone whose number you know. As long as that condition is met, there should never be a problem with setting the destination. The real problem is what inside the phone wave, named not subject to change, is acting as the lifter. Until we figure that out, we can't reproduce the discharge phenomenon at will. The phone wave, named subject to change, will remain incomplete. On the other hand, if we can figure it out, we'll have an endless source of electrons that, unlike CERN's, needs no tuning. I'm exhilarated. The phone wave, named subject to change, is evolving by the day. Our invention of the time leap machine will put us light years ahead of CERN. Time travel will finally become a reality. I can't wait to try it out. My soul yearns for the taste of chaos. I barely managed to keep from bursting out in mad laughter. Come to think of it, more than 1 week has passed since we sent the first email, and although there was that strange threatening email, there remains no sign of men in black clothing in black coming to haul us away. According to Daru, CERN hasn't discovered our hacking either. The next problem is what will happen when we use the time leap machine. In order to compress a human's entire world of memory into the requisite 36 bytes, we have to borrow the LHC's black hole. I can't believe it that CERN won't notice an unauthorized activation of the LHC. How do we keep them from finding us? We need a plan. Oh, I guess I can't go back to grade school, can I? I didn't have a phone back then. Mayuri's still talking about the time leap. You want to go back to your elementary school days? I'm sorry, I know exactly how you feel. If you repeat elementary school with the knowledge you have now, you'll get top grades and have an easy time bending children to your will. Yeah, and I thought maybe I could see Grandma again. I see. I'm afraid that's not possible. Mayuri's grandmother passed away and Mayuri was in elementary school but the day. Yeah, it's too bad, but I guess I don't really need to see her. I still remember her words, her smile, and her wrinkly hand patting my head. So even if I don't see her again, I'm okay. What I really want to see is little Ocarina again. Back then I was already a scientist that equal, a titan towering above the other children. You can hardly be blamed for desiring to meet the child prodigy who will one day be feared as the great mad scientist Hoyoin Koyoma. I don't want to meet Hoyoin what's-his-face. I want to meet Ocarina. I'm Hoyoin Koyoma. Always have been, always will be. Mayuri just doesn't get it. So I disregard her comment. Anyway, there's no point. You haven't matured at all since that time, so nothing would change if you went back to elementary school anyway. Hey, that's not true. Mayuri's all grown up now. The only thing that's grown up is how much you eat. And your breast size. That's not true. Mayuri's a real woman now. A real woman? I kinda wanna hear the details, but she probably doesn't know what she's talking about. Besides, I think Okarin's the one who hasn't changed since then. Isn't that what I said? I was already a genius mad scientist when you met me. Wahahaha. The shopkeeper shoots me a glare. I guess this isn't the best place for maniacal laughter. Better get those parts and head back to the lab. We finish our shopping and come out in front of the station. By the way, Mayuri, have you not been working recently? Working? You mean at Lemonine? Lemonine? No, of course. Megumpa's noun-spirit doesn't exist in our current wholesome Akiba. Kamimo's coming up, so I'm taking a few days off. I've got costumes to make. How many costumes are you making this year? 3. One for Kaede-chan, one for Fubuki-chan, and then there's one for Luka-chan. I wonder if Lukako is still refusing to wear it. Oh, I just realized she has the Samidare. I don't know why I didn't notice that. I can hardly blame him. I mean, however cute he looks, he's still a guy. No, wait, that was before he sent the email. Now Lukako's a girl, I guess. How confusing. It's Moeka-san. Oh, hey. What? I look where Mayuri's pointing and see Moeka squatting by the staircase, staring hard at her cell phone. By the way, it's still pink. She lied. She looks more tired than the last time I saw her. There are bags under her eyes and her hair is frayed. The intensity of her expression makes me hesitate to call out to her. She'll probably just ignore me like before. On the other hand, she is a lab member. I can't just ignore her. Hey, Finger, why the long face, eh? What the hell? Moeka-san, what are you doing here? Moeka doesn't look up. She mutters something that I can't make out. Hey, are you listening? If you have a problem, the insane mad scientist Hoyoin Koyoma will gladly assist. But be warned, by the time I'm through, Akiba will be an ocean of blood. Hehehe. Moeka suddenly jerks upright as if poked in an electric prod. She lifts her head and stares at me with wide eyes, then jumps to her feet and walks right up to me. This is the first time I've seen Moeka express such emotion. Yeah, me too. What is it? What's wrong? She doesn't speak. That hasn't changed. Instead, she looks down at her and starts typing on her phone. Guess I should be ready for a mail. The time machine. What happened to the time machine? What do you mean? What happened? What do you mean, what happened? The time machine. Are you still using it? Did you figure out how it works? We don't fully understand it yet. We're in the middle of upgrading it. It's amazing. This time we might be able to time and leap. Oh, don't worry. What's that? What's a time leap? Tell me more. Don't write anything about it, otherwise we'll have to expel you from the lab. Moeka shakes her head violently. Guess she won't write an article. Our hacking of CERN has uncovered a new possibility for the phone wave name subject to change. It's a form of time travel made possible by borrowing CERN's equipment. This discovery will begin a new age of human civilization. No longer will men be slaves to times. Any future you desire can be yours. History will record that we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, changed the world forever. Ocarina, that was really confusing. You lost my Yushi. How can you not be moved by my speech? I'm talking about becoming legends here. Moeka bites her lip and types out a mail in irritation. Then she grabs my arm and digs in her fingernails. It hurts. Unhand me! But Moeka does not listen. What is it? What's a time leap? The time leap is a way to send your memories to the past. We found a way to make that possible. Soon we'll complete the machine and become the undisputed Lords of Time. Ocarina came up with the idea and Chris-chan told us how to do it. The Archon's helping and Mayushi and Ocarina are shopping. Moeka suddenly releases me. Her eyes are blank, unfocused. She squats down on the spot just as we found her. She seems entirely drained of energy and will. Are you okay, Moeka-san? Do you feel sick? Wow, that's amazing. You've made a real breakthrough. Congratulations. When will it be finished? I can't be sure. There are still several problems remaining. If they don't give us too much trouble, I guess we'll have it done in a week. On the other hand, we can't do anything until they're solved. Everything's the choice of Steins Gate. I have faith that there exists a path to success. And once the door is open, the chaos for which I will have so long shall at last descend on the earth. Trumpets will sound from the highest heaven, and the final battle Ragnarok will begin! Ah, sorry, I pressed the phone button. Who are you fighting, Ocarina? The organization, of course. Their rule must end once and for all. Wow, don't do anything dangerous, okay? Why does Mayuri insist on worrying about me? Oh? Moika's lips curve into a smile. She rises to her feet unsteadily and staggers off into the crowd like she's forgotten about us completely. Mayuri and I can only watch her go. There's an indescribable aura about her that holds us back. What do you think is wrong with Moika-san? I've known she was kind of strange ever since I met her, but this... Maybe she's escaped mental patient or something. Not that her insanity can possibly compare to mine. It's not a contest, man. It's not a contest. I desire nothing less than total and absolute chaos, but yes, you'd win. Now Green's acting weird. Maybe she's worried. Maybe she looks scared, so I ceased my maniacal laughter a few minutes earlier than planned. Dude, you're gonna laugh for a few minutes, man? Afterwards, Mayuri and I go to our separate ways. She apparently has to deliver a costume to her friend Fubuki. When I return to the lab with my spoils of war, something surprising, no, not too surprising, come to think of it, catches my eye. The bike? Oh, no. Kurisu is on the computer. As soon as she notices I return, she quickly closes the window on the screen. Hey, think you could knock? What, were you watching porn? Like, what is this? This isn't your room. Besides, I'd have been a fool to knock. There could be assassins lying in ambush. Assassins? Here? Are you stupid? Anyway, Christina, what were you looking at just now? I already know the answer, of course. I caught a glimpse of the screen before she closed it. I was doing research. Looks like she plans to continue this charade. Oh, she was looking at that channel. I drop my bags and go to the computer. Stay back! I slip past Kurisu's blocking arms and restore the minimized window. Got a problem? I want Fest to drool my eye till I faint. Hey, what's with this awful raffle laughter? Have no fear, Christina, or should I call you @Channel Chris? Don't call me that! I already knew. That's right, I realized long ago that you were an @Channeler. You can't hide it from me, you reek of @Channel corruption. Oh, rude, I make sure to apply a light perfume every day. Well, that's not what I meant, I'm talking about the scent of your soul. My soul? What's that supposed to mean? Explain. Why, so you can learn how to hide it? Shut up, just explain already. It's nothing to explain. Use @Chandler memes in conversation. I'd have to be stupid not to notice. Feels bad, man. Shut the fuck up. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Dude. Pepe? Why did I say stop the cap? I don't use terms like that. That's an @Chandler meme too. Your soul is tainted with the essence of @Channel. You cannot hide it. Not in such a close proximity to another who uses @Channel memes in actual conversation. Your souls resonate. That's it. It's all Hashida's fault. But it's cute how you try to hide it. @Channel Chris. Don't call me that! She glares at me hard. Looks like if looks could kill. She has no sense of humor at all. I should be more careful in the future. But I don't understand. You were raised in America, so how are you so familiar with @Channel? You can browse @Channel from America. Need I say more? Well, I get it. Living in an English-only environment made you hungry for Japanese. Did you have to resort to @Channel? I mean, if you believe the pseudo-intellectuals in the media, browsing @Channel is like reading scribbles on the bathroom wall. Sure, it's not friendliest of place, but I couldn't find anywhere that felt more Japanese. Anyway, can I ask you a favor? What is it? Kurisu turns away and mumbles something, but her voice is so low I can't make it out. If you have something to say it. Kurisu turns bright red, but her sullen expression doesn't change. Don't tell anyone else about this. What difference does it make? Daru's the most hardcore @Channel who ever lived, and Myra's an otaku too. Even I browse @Channel regularly. There's nothing to be ashamed of, just boldly write hobbies browsing @Channel on your resume. Not a chance, you idiot. What, you mean you'd rather post anchors on VIP? I hate myself for understanding those words. Well, whatever. If it'll help you focus on the time loop machine, I'll keep your secret for now. Besides, it's just a matter of time before you make another mistake and reveal your true colors. You don't have to worry about me. Remember that I represented my entire laboratory when we presented our research? Even though there were men twice my age on the project? I'm an expert at dealing with people. I'll have no trouble keeping it a secret. Nopo. God! No! Kurisu's face gets even better, and then she falls to her hands and knees in defeat. Ors. Just as I thought, @Channel is in her blood and bones. She didn't have a prayer. As night fell, we tried to activate the phone wave named subject to change again, but as expected, the discharge did not occur. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, putting some finishing touches on a costume. She got back earlier this evening. After delivering a different costume to her friend Fubjref, she's been working on this costume ever since. Come to think of it, she usually heads home around 7 or 8, but today she's still hard at work. Mayuri, go home before it gets too late. Your parents will worry. It's okay, I'm gonna stay the night. Really? She's never done that before. Yep, I already told Mom and Dad. Are you staying to work on your costume? It won't be done in time for coming off, I don't. I'm surprised your parents let you stay. I've met her parents any number of times. They're as ditzy as Mayuri. But still, I don't think they'd appreciate the underage daughter staying overnight in this dirty lab. It must be overwhelming charisma. No, wait, that makes me sound like a good person, so it can't be it. Of course, Mayuri's parents are so afraid of my insanity that they sent their only daughter as a hostage. Reported. Kurisu calls out from the development room. She's been tinkering with the phone we've named subject to change, but I guess she was listening. What would you do if I called the cops on you? I unleashed my right arm of traitors, Christina. Yeah, Janubio or whatever. I thought Mom and Dad that Christian would be here, but they said okay. Wait, so I have to stay too? Yep, don't you have to work on the phone wave? I guess, but I don't relish the thought of spending the night here at least, not with a certain somebody around. Hey, that's mean. Daru's a cool guy. Environment matters, Christina. This is the place of science and research, so you should have no trouble concentrating on your work. The great Hoyo and Koyoma. Also, it may surprise you to learn that I have equipped this lab with a system that simulates brain function. So if you're wondering where my incredible genius comes from, now you know it's because I secret from every night. Is Bayuki okay? Tell her to have fun at coming off of me. I don't think I can go this weird, Nyan. I just don't have the energy, Nyan. I'm completely burnt out. I can hear a voice shouting, "Get up, yo! Nyan, someone save me. This world is collapsing, Nyan." What happened? Is the organization attacking? You're messing with me again, aren't you? Stop making me worry. It's not like you. Pull yourself together. I need your help find the IBF 100. Well, I gotta seem concerned for her. Cause I'm a good friend, damn it. Sleep in this room every night. Come on, this simulation of yours. I assume it's been dumping toxic waste in your brain. You sound like an environmentalist zombie. Mayushi knows. You're talking about that, right? Kurisu comes out of the development room to check what Mayuri's pointing at. Is it the llama man? This air freshener? Okarin said the smell makes you smarter. He bought it at Akiba. When was that? About 6 months ago. It was on sale for 500 yen. I'm starting to think even you don't believe the stuff you say. And besides, this air freshener is empty. Yeah, when it went to buy replacement packs, they had already stopped selling them. Well, whatever, I was planning to stay either way. I'll join you, Mayuri-san. Really? That's great! On one condition, Okabe leaves. Me? Leave? I practically live here. This lab was promised to me by the Steins Gate. It's a dwelling place of my soul. We girls are staying here overnight, so you filthy boys need to show respect. Your home isn't even far from here, right? Okarin lives close to Mayushi. Ikebukuro. Why, that's less than 30 minutes by train. Anyway, I'm not going to need your help tonight, so just go home like a good boy, okay? But I refuse. What? Are you planning to molest us? Shut up, Mongolian spot. I don't have a Mongolian spot. Why'd you see my butt and when did you see my butt anyway? I can't leave 2 young girls here alone. Minors need guardians. But Okarin's a minor too. I'll be 20 in less than a year and a half. In other words, Steins has decided that I'm an adult. I'm pretty sure that makes you a minor just like us. Christian, I don't think Okarin would do anything bad. I mean, we've been together for more than 10 years, and he hasn't molested me once. Alright, don't say that, that's weird. But he took you hostage, didn't he? Yep, actually, I'm still his hostage. Don't say that either. We should kick him out of the room. I sigh deeply and place a hand on my forehead. You disappoint me, Christina. This lab is a place of science. We were above such petty concerns as sex. You must speak of these vulgarities. Then I'll have you ask you and your Mongolian spot to leave. Looks like that was enough to convince Kurisu. She's right, I'm an Omega version. She gives me a fine gesture as she returns to the development room. Ah, so Christina really does have a birthmark on her butt. Yes. No! After working on the phone wave named subject to change for about an hour, I head to a convenience store to buy dinner. Daru hasn't shown his face at all today. He must be busy with that part-time job. I still don't know what he's doing exactly. Probably something that utilizes his super hacker skills. I just hope he steers clear of the law. While walking, I skim at channel on my phone. Oh, please no. Tatter hasn't showed up lately. I think it's been a week since his last appearance. I've been reluctant to contact him ever since he called me the Messiah in his last email. That was about the same time he stopped posting. Now at-channelers denizens are busy slandering Tidor. The majority opinion said he ran away. I wonder where Tidor went. I tried emailing him the other day, but he hasn't replied. His disappearance is especially worrying now that I think he might be Suzuha's dad. I need to contact him somehow. Just then a mail arrives. Oh. Oh. It was as if a cold hand stroked my spine. I hugged myself, shuddering at the sight. I delete the email immediately. It's happening again. This is bad. Really bad. This is a threat. Was it sent by the organization? By CERN? The CERN and what we've been doing? Should I report it to the police? Wait, I can't. I just deleted it. And in any case, a picture alone probably isn't enough to get the point of the police involved. So maybe I should talk to someone, but who? Not the girls. I can't worry them with this. I'm the adult here after all. What about Moika? No, she may be a lab member, but she's been acting weird lately. Even if I tell her about this, she won't be any use. Suzuha? It's her father to worry about. I guess that leaves Daru. I need to find out whether CERN has discovered her hacking. What would CERN do if they did find out, I wonder? They wouldn't have us killed, would they? Despite my efforts to convince myself this is just a prank, my feet hurried me back to the lab. I burst into the lab, gasping for air, and quickly locked the door behind me. Finally, I can catch my breath. But just then I realized that something's wrong. Mayuri and Kurusu aren't here. Did they go home? No, their bags are still here. The lights are still on. Ah, they better not be dead. I don't want a shower scene. Please look like a shower scene. The door. When I entered just now, it wasn't unlocked. It was unlocked. Would they be so careless? The memory of that threatening email fills me with fear. Alright, I don't think they're doing a shower scene. I think we're good. Don't tell me, were they kidnapped? Who took them? The organization? CERN? And then I hear a noise. Oh no, it is a shower scene. I was right. Is that the shower? The lab has a shower inside the dressing room. There's no baths. We can't afford such luxuries, and it's too small to fit more than one person inside. Now I hear the sound of water running. I recall the famous scene from Hitchcock's Psycho. Please don't look at a bunch of girls in the shower. Oh, they're gonna kick you out. I don't want to do this. No! Fresh blood mixing into the water and flowing down the drain. The corpses of two girls spread out naked on the tile. Yeah. The second the image flashed in my hand, I slammed open the door to the shower room. Is everyone okay? Oh my god. What are you doing? Don't piggy cookery. The steam, I see the wet, naked bodies of the two girls. Get this shit off my screen. I don't want to see this. Mario squats down while Kurusu bashfully twists your body, trying desperately to hide your unmentionables. Are the faces red because of the heat, or... They're still alive. Get this off my screen. I don't want to see this. I wiped the cold sweat off my brow and sighed deeply. Don't scare me like that. What are you guys doing packed in that tiny shower anyway? Kurusu shoots me dead in glare. Get out, you perv. Whoa. Alright, good. I dodge a bar of soap aimed at my face and quickly flee the dressing room. Well, I suppose that was all my fault. Why are you being sad? I feel kind of dirty. You're gonna regret this. I'll never forgive you. Damn it, it was just a small misunderstanding. I mean, why the hell did they decide to take a shower together when they knew I was coming right back? I thought they wanted to be seen. Kurusu especially, after all that talk about not wanting to spend the night with me around, she sure dropped her guard awfully fast. It's just like it was me who walked in on them. What have I been in the organization? I need to get serious. We're fighting for our lives here. No, get away. By the way, I didn't see a Mongolian spot on Kurusu's butt, naturally. My god. Anyway, how much longer are they gonna shower? Looking at the clock, it's already been more than 15 minutes since I got back. They were yelling at me a few minutes ago, but now I hear laughter and happy come from the shower room. Sounds like they're having a good time, wasting water. They get along almost like sisters. Wow, Christian, you're so slim. But Mayuri, your breasts are so big, I'm jealous. Alright, they're just checking each other out, aren't they? Wahahaha. No, get away! In my head, I call up the memory of what I saw in the shower. No, get away! I don't want this. Wet hair, beads of water glistening on their silky skin, brown full treasures hidden by convenient place steam. I put my phone to my ear. No. It's me. We have a problem. I'm under attack from the Mongolian spotted Ditzy sisters. They're going directly after my sanity. A bold move against an insane mad scientist Hoyon Koyoma. This is the strongest offensive I've ever encountered so far. I realize now that vulnerability itself can be a powerful weapon. I'm pulling out all the stops, and I don't think my pants can take it. Shut the fuck up, man. That's a good line. That's a good line right there. Given to the temptation? Nonsense. I could never do that. They're fellow lab members, my loyal assistant and my talented friend. Must I? Is it truly the will of Steinsgate that I give in? That I raise my hand against my closest companions? If so, then how cool the fates be! L, sigh, Kagru! After a moment to collect myself, I put away my phone. I need some air. Fucking... Of course. Whoa, what is this remix? 2 days have passed since Kurisu and Mayuri came to stay. During that time, Darrow and I have done our best to support Kurisu's work on the phone wave name subject to change. According to Darrow, it should be easy to use the LHC to generate black holes for our use. The black holes form at the proton collision point, where the lifter is installed, and exist for only a few seconds before evaporating. During those few seconds, CERN throws a human body into the singularity. We'll use those few seconds too. The gravity of the black hole compresses matter to infinite density. CERN uses the lifter to keep the compression under control, but we don't want that. We're gonna dial CERN's lifter down. Not so much that it endangers the world, of course, but just enough to compress our memory data to under 36 bytes. Darrow's been coding the necessary program. As for me, I've been searching for our lifter, the unknown device that pumps electrons into the phone wave, named subject to change. It keeps our black hole open. Kurisu couldn't find anything that could serve as a lifter inside the microwave, so it must be something on the outside. We're not sure what that could be, and so far we have no idea where to start looking. Yesterday I consulted Darrow about that threatening email, but Darrow insisted that there's no way CERN could have discovered his hacking yet. Of course, I had to make doubly sure we hadn't been tracked. His tests came back clean. I understand he's confident in his skills, and I trust him. If Darrow says they haven't found out, then they haven't. But somehow, knowing that does not ease my anxiety at all. It's Friday. Oh, I'm getting have you gone to any festivals or fireworks shows this summer? Maybe you have plans to go with my Orgenlny later? P.S. I did 22 practice with Sametare. Not too crowded. I'm beginning to chase the organization, remember? Last night I needed a knife in my back. I don't know. Mayuri's plans. I'm pretty sure she's busy preparing for a different sort of festival soon to take place in Nakatare. Or Rikake. Arike. Dang. It's Friday, and although we still haven't solved the lifter problem, Kurisu's just about done with the time leap machine. Naturally, that means it's time for her to give me something else to worry about. For the final adjustments, we need to use the phone wave. I groan. In other words, we have to cause the electrical discharge phenomenon. There's a risk involved. A risk called Mr. Braun. As you know, the discharge phenomenon caused the entire building to shake. Last time Mr. Braun threatened to raise our rent if it happened again. Kurisu and Dar look at me. It's up to you, Okarun. Take care of it. In other words, you're sending me to die. Your sacrifice will allow us to complete the time leap machine. Besides, you're always the one who talks to the boss for us. Well, maybe it's time for you to put your lives on the line. I can't. That girl who works there hates me. Fine, but hear this, I will not die. Like the immortal phoenix, I will return, no matter how many times it takes. With that said, I head down to the handle things with Mr. Braun. Don't die, okay? As I pass through the lounge, Mayuri looks up from her costume to see me off. Alright. When I step into the store, Mr. Braun, Suzuha, and the Chipmunk are watching some comedy show on the massive 42-inch CRT. Oh, it's like a family reunion out here. Watching TV at noon without a customer in sight looks like business as usual for the Braun 2 workshop. My legs tried no meeting. It's all gone now. No one will look at me. Not anymore. What can I do? Even if I shout, no one can hear. My voice can't reach the one most important to me. I walk alone through dusty gray streets, forever pounded by lukewarm rain. Such is the fate of the defeated. Still, Fars is here. Someone find me. That's truly nonsense. If you want attention, come to the lab. Mayuri and I are here for you. Good grip! Hot calling the kettle black. Sapo Kabe Rintaro. I raise my hand in response to Suzuha's greeting. The chipmunk, Nae, quickly hides behind her father when she sees me. I see you're busy as ever. Okabe, buy a CRT! No thanks, I'm not some kind of retro TV otaku. I'd rather buy an LCD. I look around the store as I answer. Oh, I just thought of something. Like CERN's Large Hadron Collider, the phone wave name change must have some kind of electron feed to keep the black hole open. CERN calls this feed the lifter. We still haven't figured out what that is, nor what could be acting as substitute lifter in our time machine. What if our lifter is somewhere in this shop? Whatever it is must be close proximity to the phone wave name subject to change. It couldn't work otherwise, and the Bronte workshop is located directly below the lab. Could our lifter be a CRT? You've been having a lot of girls over lately, haven't you? Just the usual members. I was over the other day. Invite me next time, huh? I want to talk to some young girls for a change. Daddy, that's dirty! No, it isn't. It's marketing. Yeah, I'm looking for new customers. Check out this scary-looking guy trying desperately to explain himself to his daughter. Hilarious. What do you mean for a change? You talk to me every day. You're not young. She has the same age as Daru and I, which makes her older than Mayuri or Kurisu. Did you say something, Okabe Rentaro? Only the truth. No, your father's happy as long as he has you, okay? Yep, I know, but don't say dirty things anymore, okay? It's a promise. Then he joins Pinkies with his daughter. Damn, Mr. Braun, you're way off character. How does a guy like him produce a daughter like that? Naya is one of the kindest, gentlest girls I've ever met. I don't know why she's so afraid of me, though. Anyway, I came here to explain that the building's about to shake. How do I avoid having my head ripped off? How many more earthquakes do you think this building can handle? No, that's way too obvious. An earthquake is coming. My magic eye reading Saturn has seen it in the future. Escape while you still can. Yeah, that might work. Hey, did you and Mayuri stay over yesterday? Yeah. Oh, Makise Kurisu stayed over too? Yeah, they're both upstairs. Oh. Suzuha's hostility towards Kurisu hasn't abated. And how are you doing? Are you feeling better? Oh, yeah. Yes. The search continues. Huh? What's this about part-timer? I'm searching for my dad. I told you before, remember? Oh, right. Go find our old man, Okabe. Why does he think he can boss me around? Naturally, Suzuha's a fellow lab member. Leave it to us. Suzuha looks at me with a smile that shines through the gloom filling the store. Okabe and Taro are the same age, but sometimes you seem a lot older. You really know how to give people strength. That's the first time anyone said that to me. That makes me kinda happy. It makes me happy too. Of course, I'm the great Hoyo and Koyoma. The shipment covers in terror as I unveil my madness. I can see tears pooling in her eyes. I guess my aura is just too powerful for a great cool girl to endure. Dude, you're such a fucking weirdo, man. Okabe, next time you scare Naya, I'll kill you. Sorry. Come here a sec. Suzuha takes my arm and leads me away from the Tenojis, who have gone back to watching TV. I just want to say, be circumspect of your dealings with Makise Kurisu. What? Circumspect? Why can't you just say careful like a normal person? Not that I'm one to talk. You have very pretty yellow eyes. I love you. Please date me. Please date me with marriage in mind. This again. Aren't you just being paranoid? Suzuha shakes her head firmly. No, our perniculousness has been proven. Stop saying bad words. Perniculousness? Is she saying Kurisu is dangerous? There's something strange about the way Suzuha is talking. It's not just her fondness for uncommon words. It's something else. Something... Her genius is a thread. At heart, she only cares about her experiments. Suzuha's eyes are hard and her voice is as cold as ice. I can tell she means every word she says. Listen to me. She's using you all. Makise Kurisu is connected to CERN. What? No, that's impossible. CERN is our enemy. If Daru's hacking is discovered, I have no doubt they'll do everything in their power to destroy us. How can Kurisu be connected to CERN? You're saying she's a spy? Suzuha nods firmly. The credit for inventing the time machine was hers. Again, Suzuha's words just sound strange to my ears, but I still can't place my finger on why. Don't let your guard down. I don't believe it. I saw Kurisu's anger with hers when she learned what CERN had been doing. She called their actions a betrayal of scientists everywhere. How can someone with such a pure love of science be connected to CERN? But if what Suzuha says is true... Could she be the one who sent that threatening email? I suspected Moeka, but... Yeah! Suddenly the ground starts to shake. Kurisu started the experiment? But I haven't talked to Mr. Braun yet! Damn it, it's way too soon. Okabe! Sure enough, veins on Mr. Braun's forehead swell in response to the shaking. How many times do I have to tell you not to shake the building? You girls will know I didn't let you off. Your rent's going up. Wait, Mr. Braun, this isn't our doing. It's an earthquake. My magic eye reading center predicted this would happen. An earthquake? Kids gonna fall for that. The shaking gets more intense, knocking over his CRT. Run to Jen, no! Crap, I can't talk my way out of this one. Okabe, you bastard! Mr. Braun clearly wants to snap my neck like a twig, but he wants to protect his greatest treasure, the 42-inch CRT instead. He grabs the remote, switches it off, and grabs hold of the TV and hangs on for dear life. Oh. Is it over? Looks like it. Wait, it's over? I carefully step through the rubble and take the remote from the dazed Mr. Braun's hand. I press the red power button. The 42-inch CRT instantly comes alive. I stare at the image on my screen and smile. Huh? What's wrong? I've done it! This is the lifter! It's so obvious, why didn't I see it before? Of course, this must be the work of Steins. It chose this moment for a reason. What the hell are you laughing about, Okabe? You're scaring my daughter. I'm raising your rent, you hear? And you're paying for the CRT. A little silence, please, Mr. Braun. This is the most glorious moment, for I have just been chosen as the ruler of all space and time. Mwahaha. Yep. Stars explode behind my eyes as Mr. Braun drives his fist in the top of my head. The world spins. I struggle to get a hold of my shaken brain. You dare lay hands on the great? Got something to say? Well then, Mr. Braun, put it on my tab. With that, I fly out of the workshop. I've rubbed my head. It hurts like hell. Damn that, Mr. Braun, did you really have to crack me so hard? Maybe I should report him for assault. Thanks to his brutality, I had to make a strategic retreat. Fortunately, I did not emerge empty-handed. The extract 10,000 yen a month will hurt, but in exchange I have acquired information essential to the success of my plan. It's a joke. All's well that ends well. Mahahaha. Look, I ran the building to check. Are you okay? Mayuri and Kurusu appear in the second-story window. Looks like you really are unkillable. I have seen the future, Christina. In 3 minutes you will be on your knees praising my greatness. I don't think so. I run up the stairs. How could you miss something so obvious? When I tell Kurusu about the 42-inch CRT downstairs, that is your first reaction. Why are you blaming me? I'm not blaming you. I'm just disappointed that nobody, including myself, noticed. We missed the forest for the trees. To summarize, just now, when the phone wave named started to change shook the building, the 42-inch CRT was on. But when Mr. Braun turned the TV off, the shaking stopped immediately. The discharge was interrupted. I put a banana in just to be sure, nothing happened. I'm glad we shouldn't waste food. Nobody replies to Mayuri's off-point statement. We're busy reading about cathode ray tubes on the internet. It doesn't take long before we find something interesting. A cathode ray tube has a component called an electron gun, which uses extreme heat and a strong electric field to accelerate electrons and turn them into a beam. The electron beam striking the TV screen phosphor layer is what generates the picture. An electron gun could certainly work as a lifter. We found the answer. The electrons emitted by the 42 CRT are holding the phone wave's black hole open, and the discharge phenomenon is a result. So the reason we can't use the phone wave at night is because the Braun 2 workshop's closed? The Braun 2 workshop doesn't have especially strict business hours, but it's usually open from around 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That matches up perfectly with my observation that the phone wave name's subject to change only works between noon and 6 p.m. Alright, cool. I called that. I haven't been saying like theories about what's happening in the story out loud, have I? I've just been too busy just reading. But yeah, I was thinking that. Something along those lines, if it's like something about the opening hours of the tube workshop. I mean, of course it is. It's not that hard. There's only like one location near here. And it's, you know, I've watched the intro like 3 times. And it zooms in on the TV. Obviously the TV is going to be important. In instances it hasn't worked during the night time frame can be explained by the TV being off. But how can a cathode ray tube emit such a strong electron stream? It's not about having a strong electron stream. If stronger we were better, CERN would have solved the lifter problem long ago. I see, so it can't be too strong or too weak. But by freak coincidence, the 42-inch CRT electron guns appeared to have extracted exactly the right level of electron discharge. That's the only explanation. Somehow, the conditions that were here were perfect to create a time machine. Frankly, it's a miracle. No, Christina, not a miracle. The choice of Steins. Rather than glare at me as she has so many times in the past, Kurusu shoots me an exasperated smile. Whatever it is, it worked. Mary looks up from her costume with a question in her eyes. So, what do we do? What do we have to do to complete the super phone wave job? Now that we've found the cause, there's nothing left to hold us back. We can safely conclude that time leaping is possible then, and only when, that television is on. We should probably test it, right? And there's still the final check of the phone wave to do. You're right, Okabe. What? Go downstairs and turn that TV back on. Haha, that's hilarious, Christina. Allow me to dub that. Mission impossible! I'm not going back down there, my head still hurts from the last time. Next time I doubt I'll make it out alive. Whatever, just go already. Kurisu orders me with a sour look. It's like I'm the assistant here. If anyone can do it, it's you. You made an amazing discovery now, didn't you? Didn't mind. Have you finally just recognized my greatness as a mad scientist? No. Ah. Damn it, that was harsh. Oh, whoops, I was supposed to flatter him so he'd feel like going, right? Yes, you're an amazing mad scientist. It's too late! Anyway, now that we've found the lifter, the time leap machine is 99% complete. Kurisu's expression suddenly turns serious, but I can't see the hunger. But I can see the hunger in her eyes and the flush of excitement on her cheeks. She knows that we stand on the threshold of a new age of science, and she cannot resist the lure of the unknown. She's a true scientist, no doubt about it. It's your dream, isn't it, to invent a time machine? A dream. I've never really thought about it that way. But she's right, my hands are shaking. Not from fear of Mr. Braun, but from excitement. I will become the undisputed Lord of Time. With that power, I shall shatter the system and chaos will rule the... Okabe. Kurisu interrupts my speech. I wasn't asking Hoyo and Koyama, I was asking Okabe. She spears me with her gaze. I meet it head on. After a few moments, I feel my mouth curve into a smile. I'll do it. Leave it to me. With that, I head downstairs. Oh, a cracked skull and an empty wallet are a small price to pay for science. Kurisu and Daru send me off with an applause for some reason. Mayuri's the only one who looks worried, but I pat her head in reassurance. When I get downstairs, Suzuha and the chipmunk are sitting side by side on the bench outside. Stop. Nai gives me a quick bow, then hides behind Suzuha. The shaking upstairs put the boss in a bad mood. Nai and I are waiting it out. Damn, now I really don't want to go in there. Are you okay? Are you okay? That hit you pretty hard. I'll have you know that my brain is more valuable than the Mona Lisa. Your father may have set humanity back 100 years by wiping out my brain cells. Such a regrettable loss. Suzuha clasped her hands in solemn prayer. I'm not dead, just my brain cells. I'm sorry, Daddy did something bad. Chipmunk, what a gentle heart you have. You and Mayuri-chan don't go places together? We're both lab members, and I heard you were childhood friends, so I thought... I'm sorry if I misunderstood. Yes, I had 30 years to practice things with Sumadari. It's okay. A bit of a gentle heart. I can't believe she's Mr. Braun's daughter. I suppose I share some of the blame. Your father and I are even. Nai smiles slightly at my words of comfort. Now then, part-time warrior, I have a request of you. I need you to distract Mr. Braun for about 5 seconds. Suzuha's eyes start to shine. You mean seduce him? She flexes her bicep for some reason. Go on, touch it, do it, touch it, touch her bicep. She insists, so I poke it. It's just as hard as her confidence suggests. She's probably stronger than me. But I didn't understand what flexing has to do with seduction. Nobody said anything about seduction. It doesn't matter how you do it. I'm not much of a warrior if I can't handle that. Besides, you said you'd help me search for my father, right? I'm only returning the favor. I see. You can leave it in your capable hands. Okay. Suzuha, don't be mean to Daddy, okay? Haha, don't worry. I won't be mean. Indeed. I want to complain that he's the one being mean, but I just said we were even, so I refrain. Wait here, Nai. The chipmunk nods. When we enter the store, we find Mr. Braun cleaning up the pieces of the broken CRT. When our eyes meet, another vein pops on his forehead. If you came to apologize, I'll listen, but your rent's going up, understand? I'm sorry about what happened. I overreacted. As a token of my apology, the lab's representative, Amane Suzuha, would like to present you with a gift. Boss, get ready. With a vigorous shout, which in no way seems appropriate for seduction, Suzuha whips off her jacket and... Yeah! Throws into Mr. Braun's face. Whoa! I can see your bra! No, wait, that's not a bra, but a tight tank top that leaves her midriff bare. Yeah, no, show me that. I don't want to see the other girls. Show me this, though. Yeah, Suzuha shows no sign of embarrassment as she rushes Mr. Braun. He slips behind him, grabs her coat, and pulls it tight against his face. Okabe Rintaro, now's your chance. Now wait just a second. Is this your idea of seduction? It looks like you're trying to suffocate him. Hey. Now hear me out here. Hooray! Mr. Braun flails his arms, trying to escape Suzuha's restraint. There's a huge difference in strength between the two. It's only a matter of time before he shakes Suzuha off. Well done, warrior. Your heroism will be remembered. Realizing that's the only choice to go for it, I dash to the counter, grab the remote, and switch on the 42-inch CRT. After about 2 seconds, an image appears on the giant screen. At the same time, the ceiling starts shaking. Kurisu have activated the phone wave named subject to change with perfect timing. It's taking again, Okabe Rentaro, what's going on? Did you really take off her clothes without knowing why? You're a lifesaver, part-time warrior. If you can, keep her restrained for 10 more seconds. During that time, I escaped from the store. Don't leave her! Outside, Doney is following an earthquake drill procedure, crouching while protecting her head. I ignore that and look up at the second floor. At exactly the same time, Kurisu appears in the window and gives me a happy thumbs up. But a second later, she blushes and shoots me a glare and disappears inside as if nothing happened. What's with her attitude? I'm risking my life here. In any case, the experiment was a success. The 42-inch CRT was the key, as I suspected. Now, how do I explain this to Mr. Braun? I don't want to kick us out of the building. Perhaps I shouldn't have left it to Suzuha. Timidly peek into the store to gauge the situation. Come on, boss. Give me back my jacket. No, show me your Sprite. Show me your Sprite, bro. Suzuha's there, fidgeting in her tank top as Mr. Braun glares down at her. Shut up. I'm confiscating this. You pervert. You're the pervert, throwing your shirt in my face like some kind of dancer. That's pretty kinky. Gotta remember to thank Okabe after I kill him. Kinky, don't say things like that. It's gross. Anyway, you can work like that from the rest of the day. Go stand in front and use that flat tummy voice to attract customers. I'll tell Nye on you. Huh. Well, who's she gonna believe? You or her old man? Damn. No problems here. This is how seduction strategy worked, I guess. Mr. Braun, what a guy. A little while later, I'm lying on the sofa watching high school baseball. Kumamoto and Aichi are locked in a fierce struggle for the playoffs. Just then, the clack-clack of the sewing machine in the lounge suddenly stops. Karin, can you come here? She motions to me while holding the costume. What does she want? I walk over to her. Put it on. Can you hold this for me? Spit it out like fuck! Mayushi, say flop again. Flop! Oh, she means flap. I got a flap. Stop it already, you perv. I follow Mayuri's direction and spread the costume out by the sleeves. She inspects it from a few paces away. It's hard to believe, given her usual ditziness, but Mayuri is very serious about her art. That's why cosplayers value her costume so highly. Her costume I'm holding now is a custom made for Lukako. I thought Lukako was against it, but I guess Mayuri managed to persuade her. Okay, thanks. Mayuri looks tired. She's been working all night. But that doesn't mean dim the brightness on her satisfied smile. Finished! It's done? Yep, I finished before Christian went racing. You win, Mayuri. Congratulations. Damn you, assistant. She treats me and Dara like garbage, but Mayuri gets her sisterly touch. Actually, I'm just about finished too. Kurisu connects the two cords she's holding. Done. Celebration is in order. But nobody cheers. It's a tie. Man, I'm tired. I want Bara's strength to comfort me. Honestly, I don't feel like cheering either. It's not because I'm tired. We worked around the clock for this 3 straight days to finish the time machine, but now that it's complete, I realize that part of me never truly believed it would happen. Wouldn't happen, or maybe would? Wait, did it say would? Would. I feel my enthusiasm cooling rapidly, the fire quenched by one stark question. What do we do with it? I look at Kurisu. She too seems less than enthused. We may have created a monster here. I look at the improved phone wave named Super to change again. Okay, it's got a... Is it really improved? It's kind of just... It kind of just put an alarm clock next to it, some headgear. Okay. The biggest change is the headgear attached to the X68000. It looks like something out of a low-budget cyberpunk movie. Fortunately, we don't need more jacks or brain... We don't need nerve jacks or brain chips for it to work. You just put it on and let the sensors do the rest. Why don't we decide what to call it first? I vote Heavenly Express. PhoneWave 3rd edition version 1.00. Silly hat, PhoneWave John. No consensus. You guys have too much free time. Does that mean you're abstaining from the vote? Time leap machine. That's terrible. Come on, simple is best, right? I mean, that's what Okabe's been calling it for the past 2 days. Looks like my assistant has zero naming sense. I don't want to hear that from a Chunubyo head case like you. Oh ho, Sambaki says she knows the word Chunubyo. I sense your talk level is quite high. I heard it from a friend. I have no idea where it comes from. A bald-faced lie. Shh, he's confessed to being an at-channeler. Kursu meets my grin with an icy glare. It's up to you, Mayuri. Choose one. Whenever the lab is divided on a name, the right to decide belongs to Mayuri. I think Time Leap Machine is fine. Silly Headphone Wave-chan is super close, though. Somehow I knew she'd say that. Like I said, simple is best. Mayuri gets it. I want to object, but it's an unwritten rule not to complain once Mayuri's made a decision. Very well, Time Leap Machine it is. Assistant, explain for us how the Time Leap Machine works. I know the basics, but I want to hear details. Kursu nods and stands in front of the whiteboard. In short, this device converts memories to data and sends them to the past. Let's begin with what we know. By coincidence, the phone wave is able to produce ring singularities, much like John Titor's time machine. Through the ring singularity, we are able to send up to 36 bytes of data to the past. The signal can only be received by phones. While it does limit the range of effect, it also removes an element of uncertainty from the equation. Unlike D-mails, memory data is sent in the form of a phone call, so we will be using a phone number, not an email address to set the destination. The ring singularity is made naked and stable by a device known as a lifter. In our case, that's the 42-inch CRT downstairs. She'll explain the basics. Next, she'll explain the modifications made to turn the phone wave, named subject to change, into a time leap machine. The phone wave now has headgear attached. Oh, she drew a little guy. This headgear records the nerve impulses to the temporal lobe of the brain, specifically the CA3 region of the hippocampus where the memories are stored. Then, using VR technology, we encode the nerve impulses into electrical signal data. It comes out to approximately 3.24 terabytes. 3.24 terabytes is less than I expected. We're talking about the entirety of a person's memories. By the way, we'll set it up so that the data decodes automatically after a certain amount of time. Anybody well-versed in programming can do this. Ha should not make it the code. Anyway, then next we send the memory data to the net to the LAC in France. This building has a direct line to CERN for some reason, so we can transfer data at insanely high speeds. How long does it take to send 3.24 terabytes of data? We have 64 direct lines that will hit parallel, so we send it in 64 parts. It should upload in about 45 seconds. That's pretty fast. That is really fast. Yeesh. Next, we hijack the LAC, create a mini black hole, and use the black hole supergravity to compress the data into 36 bytes. 3 terabytes is about 3 trillion bytes. Compressing that into 36 bytes. That's one hell of a squeeze. Will the compression take long? It's practically instantaneous. 23 milliseconds or thereabouts. We're using a black hole after all. By the way, the compression only holds in the immediate vicinity of the black hole. Once the data leaves that area, it will begin to decompress on its own. This too takes 23 milliseconds. It is to make it back to the 68,000 and into the phone wave within that window. It's only 36 bytes, shouldn't be a problem. Continue, Christina. While the data is being compressed, we use the phone wave to generate a curving singularity. When the electron discharge phenomenon occurs, we take the 36 byte data, patch it in, and send it to the past. This part is just like a D-mail. The data travels to the specified time when it arrives at the recipient's phone. By now, 23 milliseconds should have passed, so the data will be fully decompressed. Next, the decoding program runs, converting the data back into nerve impulse signals. These signals are discharged from the phone's earpiece at approximately 0.02 amperes, a pretty weak charge. If the recipient has the phone to his ear, they should go straight into his brain, assuming he answers his phone. If he doesn't, the transfer fails. Fortunately, we lose nothing but a copy of the memory data. Why a phone call instead of an email? Because we need the recipient to put the phone to his ear, otherwise the signals won't reach his temporal lobe. She indicates the side of her head. In the area you have the frontal lobe and temporal lobe of the brain, as I explained before, the hippocampus, where memories are stored, is inside the temporal lobe. The phone sends out the electrical impulses to pass to the temporal lobe and into the hippocampus, overriding the recipient's memories. Beep beep beep. At the same time, the phone sends impulses that simulate the frontal lobe as well. This is important. Remember that the frontal lobe is responsible for sending retrieval signals to the temporal lobe. This is how you remember things. By simulating the frontal lobe, we force it to send retrieval signals keyed to the new memory data. Thus, the recipient recalls all of those memories as if they were his own. which of course they are, or will be in the future. This happens in less than a second. Now the recipient has the same memories as the sender, the time leap is complete. If the data came from 1 week in the future, the recipient will remember that week as he experienced it firsthand. We need to be aware that consciousness and personality aren't transferred. Both of these depend on the recipient. I'll explain it with boobs. Boobs? Cursor dissolves into a blushing, stammering mess. It looks like it's up to me to answer Daru's question. Not with boobs, obviously. Let's say we send your memories to you in grade school. Right now, you're some kind of omnisexual pervert who thinks inanimate objects are hot, but in elementary school, you were still an innocent child. I was a boring little bastard who did nothing but study. What of it? Basically, that little bastard would suddenly have all your perverted memories, but his personality wouldn't change. It's not like he'll become that famous anime detective with the looks of a child and the brains of an adult. What? It sucks. This isn't like the time leaping you see in sci-fi novels. We aren't yet capable of transferring personality and consciousness. Since you need a phone to retrieve the signal, you can only send memories to the times you had one. We also need to make sure that the sender and recipient are the same person. If someone besides your past self, your parents, or a friend, or for instance, answers the phone, then that nerve impulse signals will be projected into their brain instead. If that happens, your memories could overwrite theirs, which could obviously cause serious damage to their psyche. Kozu ends her explanation and takes a short breath. The lab falls into silence. I exchange glances with Kurisu and Daru. I look at Mayuri, but her expression is blank. I guess it was too complicated for her. So... I clear my throat. It's time for the million-dollar question. What do you do with it? Do with what? The time leap machine, of course. What do we do with it? For once, my assistant has nothing to say. I already know that she fears what created a monster. Honestly, I feel the same way. After a few moments, Kurisu finally speaks. It's too much for us to handle, that's for sure. The safest thing would be to hand it over to the government for professional research. I can tell that she's not pleased to have reached this conclusion. She obviously would prefer to experiment with this technology. After all, it's humanity's first time machine. We've finally taken our first steps towards godhood. I'm sure that the nation of the world would pay billions for just one look at our machine. The possibilities that represents are limitless, but the death. It just doesn't feel real. Mayushi doesn't get it. That's because you didn't work on it, Mayushi. Oh, right. But you, Okabe, and I mean you, not Hoyo and Koyama. I agree with Koyosu that the time leap machine is dangerous. On the other hand, no experiment. I state my honest feelings. Wait, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, I didn't want to sneeze in the mic. I state my honest feelings. Kurisu gasps. But there are still questions we need to answer. This is unknown territory, not just for us, but to all of humanity. Who will time leap? I look to each of the lab members in turn. Daru quickly looks away. Mayuri's expression is blank. Kurisu stares right back at me. It's hard to choose. I'll pass. Not a single person here wants the honor of being history's first time traveler. Everyone, except for Mayuri, is probably thinking about what could go wrong. What if the time leap were to fail? It's not like Stern's time machine. The possibility of becoming a jellyman is zero. This machine sends data, not the real thing. Don't let your preconceptions influence your decision. You might say it's like a cut and paste of your brain. Actually, it's more like a copy-paste, and it's just your memories. The original doesn't get erased. That's a very easy to understand example, but that's not the problem. Time flows in a straight line from past to present to future, at least that's how most humans see it. This raises several questions. What if there's an error somewhere and the data itself gets fractalized? Let's say I send my memories an hour into the past. My memories would be replaced by fractalized data, in other words, data full of tiny holes. Couldn't that cause memory loss? I suppose. 1 hour later, we arrive once again at the present. At that time, the me who lost his memories an hour ago, the current me conflict in my brain. Which data set survives? Logically, the present should change as soon as you send your memories to the past. The conflicting current me disappears then. So then it's not a copy-paste at all, is it? I don't know, no one's ever experienced time travel before. When we sent it to email, the world is reconstructed based on the change we made to the past. I'm the only one who's aware of this, however. We don't know what happens when you time leap. If it's a many-worlds interpretation like Titor said, in the instant you time leap, it creates two possibilities. One where you shift to another world line, and one where you travel back in time on the same world line. Of course, there must also be the world line where the current you doesn't disappear. That would likely correspond to the present that we are experiencing right now. Hmm? But that's only if the many worlds interpretation holds in the first place. I thought you didn't believe what Tyler had to say. I'm talking hypothetically. Tyler doesn't matter right now. If it's the Copenhagen interpretation, then every possible state propagates through space as a wave function. When in a particular state is observed, the remaining states collapse and that state is fixed. But precise observation is impossible. The problem is who the observer is in this case. Wouldn't it be a third party, like me or Mayushi? Hmm? Not necessarily. It might be me, it might be someone else, it could even be God. To begin with, the Copenhagen interpretation and the many worlds interpretation are both microscale theories used to explain quantum interactions. No one knows whether they can be applied to humans or to the world at large. What about my personal experiences with reading Steiner? If reading Steiner has that sort of power I think it is, then the world-line model is correct. In the end, we arrive at the question of where is the self? This time leap machine only sends memories, that I guarantee. Won't the present be reconstructed at the moment of transfer? That's what happens with Okarin's reading Steiner, right? That makes sense where D-mails is concerned. When we send a D-mail, we're obviously interfering with past events. But time loop is different. All you do is send your memories to the past, which isn't the same thing as sending a targeted email. Whether the me who suddenly remembers 1 hour into the future will in fact change the past is something we can't know until it happens. I'm getting confused. It sounds like we're talking about the soul. Isn't that a religious question? Wait, you guys are misunderstanding something. 1 hour isn't enough time for your personality to change. You should be the same person 1 hour ago that you are now. The only difference is that you'll have an extra hour's worth of memories. How can you be so sure? Well, I can't. Nobody's tried it before. This discussion's going nowhere. Personality and consciousness can't be strictly defined, so it's hard to imagine what might happen. So, which is it? We don't know. We can argue all the theories we want, but in the end, we can only guess. This experiment may end up shattering preconceptions scientists and philosophers have held for centuries. We won't know until we try. That pretty much sums it up. To make matters worse, the subject must be prepared to risk damage to their psyche. Kurisu, Daru, and I say no more. We can't solve this problem. This is our limit as scientists. But haven't we accomplished enough already? The time leap machine itself is worthy of a Nobel Prize. We could sell this technology for billions, if we so choose. And if we go public with the time leap machine, we can break CERN's monopoly on time travel technology. That's enough, it has to be. Hey! Mayu, who has been observing the discussion with glossy eyes, opens her mouth to speak. I have an idea. Why don't we make a banana time leap instead? Oh, Mayuri. Bananas don't have brains like people do. Oh, you need a brain, huh? Mayuri never changes. The atmosphere in the room gets a little more relaxed. It's an experiment. We'll entrust the time leap machine to a suitable research institution, then we'll announce it to the world. Thanks to the lightening of the mood, I can finally say what was on my mind. Neither Kurisu nor Daru objects. No one has touched the time leap machine since that discussion. Ridiculous as it sounds, I can't shake the feeling that it might suck my memories out and fling them into the past. Oh, the machine does have its appeal, of course. We're all tempted by the idea of becoming humanity's first time leapers. Yet the fear of what could happen went out in the end. Perhaps as a way to forget our fears and move on, we decide to hold a celebration to mark the completion of the device. Everyone feels the need to let loose after working so hard on the project. Do we invite the other people? I have Daru order pizza while Kurisu and I go shopping for snacks. Akiba has always had a lack of supermarkets. That hasn't changed even with the anime stores gone. After we finish shopping, Kurisu and I walk along the evening streets. She looks like she's got something to say. She keeps stealing glances at me. Are you upset? Upset? She frowns like she didn't expect that question. Finally, she faces its way. About our decision not to attempt a time leap experiment. No, I'm not upset. Humans are temporal beings. That's a Heidegger quote. I was actually relieved when you made the decision not to use the machine. If you hadn't been there, I might not have been able to stop myself. Thank you. What's this, gratitude? Does she have a fever? I put my hand to her forehead to check. Kurisu twitches. What are you doing? You're talking like an assistant for a change. I thought you might have a fever. I drop my hand. I'm not grateful to you or anything, okay? Her voice is louder than it should be, and several people glance at us. Kurisu blushes and hangs her head. If Daru were here, he'd probably get all excited and say, a real tsundere, sweet. Anyway, Kurisu clears her throat and returns to her usual sour expression. That thank you is just a formality. Don't get me wrong, okay? Of course, I only did what I had to. I'm the founder of the Fubjref lab, Boyo and Kagema. My first priority is to protect the welfare of my lab mates. Don't forget what Tyler said. So I have no need for your thanks. And yet you always talk about plunging the world in chaos. You are my allies, and the world is my enemy. I'm speechless. You're too self-righteous. You say speechless, yet you speak? Don't argue semantics. That's quite mysterious, really. It's only been 2 weeks since Kurisu and I met, and yet it already feels natural for us to be walking together, exchanging banter like this. Perhaps pulling our efforts to create something new, dangerous though it may be, has brought us closer together. I admit that her knowledge and skills are impressive. I'd like her to remain in the lab if all possible, but she said she's going back to America this month. It's only the 13th, so I wonder when she plans to return. I decided to ask her. Oh yeah, I forgot to get a plane ticket. I got too caught up in improving the phone wave. Going public with the time leap machine will send the world into an uproar. We also plan to explode CERN, remember? We may not be able to go back to America for some time. I guess you're right. Should I call Mama and let her know? Looks like things are going to get busy. Naturally, I want Kurisu to stay with us to the end. A little bit after we return to the lab, Mayuri gets back. I'm back! Seems Mayuri went to Lukako's. Suzuha shows up a few minutes later and our development council comes to order. Star ordered 3 pizzas. We also line up all the snacks we bought on the table. It's just like the party we had a few days ago to cheer up Suzuha. Mayuri wanted to decorate the room, but since everyone's tired, I dismissed it as unnecessary. Looks like Suzuha managed to retrieve her jacket from Mr. Braun. Aw, man! Man, that was terrible. I was stuck looking like an exhibitionist all day. I wanted to see the spraying of the tank top. The Braun Tube workshop's closed. Suzuha made sure the 42-inch CRT was turned off, so there's no need to fear any malfunction with the time leap machine. A heavy sigh escapes my throat. I realize that I've been tense and nervous since the time leap machine was completed. Now I can finally relax. The topic of the time leap machine has become taboo. Even Kurisu doesn't bring it up during the meeting. Dara, why'd you order the exact same pizzas as before? I opened up the pizza boxes to find the exact same ones you got for Suzuha's party. Because I like it. Naturally, I'm not amused. Look, Irene! I got Beatrice and Doneycatjr. They said they couldn't come. Ah, what's the point then? Ah, do they have plans? Doneycatjr is a Rhino tournament. Crap, I should have gone to cheer. How careless of me. And Doneycatjr seems embarrassed for some reason. Maybe she thinks you'll make her wear a costume again. You still haven't convinced her to cosplay? And what was the point of completing the costume? She said it was embarrassing. I kept telling her cuteness is justice, but she never listens. Cuteness is justice? Is that what they say? You're cute. You're cute too, Christian. Huh? Eh? Christian doesn't know how to react. She blushes and Mayuri starts teasing her like a drunk old man. There's no alcohol at this party, of course. Hey, Kamika's coming up. Do you wanna go? I can't make something new, but I have a costume of post-awakening Saria from Blood Tune I made last year. I think it's the size just right for Christian too. Me? Cosplay? Christian looks conflicted, then she murmurs. I'm sorta interested. She sure could have fooled us before, pretending to have no interest in otaku culture. But I refuse to do it in public, though. You don't have to show anyone, but eventually you'll want them to see the cosplay demon compels you. The cosplay demon? That reminds me, Christian, you're always wearing that cute uniform. What school is it from? Oh, this? Crucial lifts up her necktie. I attended IM Maine for about 2 weeks. I modeled this outfit after their uniform. Oh, their uniform is really cute, but you made it even cuter. You might have a really good side sense. I'll bring the costume tomorrow, okay? You try it on then. Sure. Looks like Kurisu approves of the cuteness is justice philosophy. When's the photo shoot? Good to know you're still a pervert, Hashida. Come on, it's Blood Twin Seira. You got a Panmoro going on. She's got Panmoro going on. Panmoro? It means her panties are completely exposed. No way! It's okay. You might not know this, but last year there was a really popular saying. They're not panties, so it's not embarrassing. It's plenty embarrassing, trust me. Weird, okay? It's a promise. Maybe you shouldn't bother. Aw man, Suzuha, stop being a little fucking shithead. Suzuha speaks, her tone is sharp. She's scowling at Kurisu again. Suddenly, the atmosphere in the room changes. Ah dear. You're asking for trouble by passing Nagase Kurisu. What's that supposed to mean? Naturally, my strong-willed assistant isn't one to back down from a fight. Sparks fly between the two girls. I've been meaning to ask, did I do something to you? Not to me, but I know everything you have done. What do you mean? I've done nothing to be guilty of. Perhaps, but I know your true nature. Wow, you can see into my heart? That's a groundbreaking technology. I'd love to hear how it works. It's not science. It's not science. It's Prediction. So you're just making it up. I know. Uh-oh, we got a situation here. Ocarina! Maya clings to me with teary eyes. Stop them from fighting! Ha! Looks like a job for one and only Hoyo and Koyoma. I insert myself between the two girls. Break it up, you two. I, Hoyo, and Koyoma shall decide this dispute. They both glare at me. Although I'm afraid for my life, I harden my resolve. The mission must succeed. At first, I focus on Kurisu. Assistant, I didn't raise you this way. You didn't raise me at all. If you want to become a true mad scientist, you must learn to keep your emotions in check even as you calculate your way to victory. Nobody asked you, and I'm already a scientist. Next, I switch focus to Suzuha. Warrior, your enemy is Stern, remember? You must conserve your strength for Ragnarok. I warned you before, Okabe Rintaro. Maki said Kurisu is a threat. What? Are you gonna mention that here? Now? No. What's this, Okabe? What's this about Okabe? Their eyes are like laser beams blowing into my skull. I want nothing more than to flee my life. Mayuri's watching me anxiously. I need to defuse the situation. Mwahaha! Looks like neither of you is willing to back down, so be it. Fight to your heart's content. Fight until there is no more fight to be had. Then share a manly handshake by the river, then let friendship blossom. But in the future, when it comes time for you to venture out into the real world, I hope you remember one thing. Nobody likes a mood killer. Shut up! Getting yelled at by both of them at the same time sends shivers down my spine. At the coming, I quickly seize my right arm. Ugh, why now of all times? Calm down, right arm of mine. I turn around and head back to Mayuri. I'm sorry, Mayuri. At this rate, I'll end up hurting those two. I have no choice. The rest is up to you. Jeez. Mayuri puffs her cheeks out and goes over to the two girls. Guys, Mike doesn't like when you fight. Let's all get along, okay? Hearing this, the two combatants reluctantly comply. I expected this would happen. Mayuri is the oil that keeps the gears of this lab turning along. The throbbing in my right arm dissipates. Fucking stupid. Dara comes over to chat with Suzuha, and gradually peace returns to the lab. Kurisu's in the development room making a call, probably to her mother in America. I sit on the sofa and watch TV while sipping Dr. P. The TV is running a game show where contestants guess the prices of popular items at high-class restaurants. Mayuri sits down next to me. She peels a banana and begins eating it. Hey, Ocarine! Mayuri slowly looks around the lab, smiling all the while. It's been really lively here all these past few weeks, huh? Yeah, I guess it has. I established the Future Gadget Laboratory around the time I entered college. It was the first step in my plan to bring chaos to the world. That was around the middle of March this year, which means it's been almost 5 months. Not half a month after it was established, Mayuri showed up. I'm just not sure why, and became a lab mem. About a month it was just me and Mayuri. Then in early May I finally got Dara to join. All it took was telling them that the lab is just a 3-minute walk from May Queen plus non-squared. This location on the outskirts of Akiba has always been quiet. Mayuri isn't the type to object to every little thing like Kurisu, not the type to make dumb jokes like Daru, so the lab was pretty peaceful back in those days. It was quite a pleasant place to be. And now the lab mem count has increased to 8. It happened in the blink of an eye, or so it seems. They didn't come today, but Lukako visits occasionally, and Faris is a familiar face at May Queen plus Nyan, or at least she was before May Queen disappeared. I remember feeling out of place the first time I came to Akiba, but now it's like a second home. It's fun. Mayuri too seems pleased by the increase in lab mems. Now that there are 8 lab mems, Mayuri thinks it's getting a little cramped in here. First, we don't have enough chairs. The Zvaqf only has room for 2. Then there's Dara's personal desk chair. Those are the only chairs in the lounge. There are some pipe chairs in the development room, but they need to stay there. We should buy more. Do you have money, Ocarine? New chairs will take all my savings. And I need to get a part-time job again. I guess you can use some of my salary. We need a new microwave too, otherwise I can't warm up my juicy chicken #1. Yeah, sorry about that. Cutting off Mayuri's chicken supply might actually kill her. But Mayuri, when we turn over the time leap machine, the reward money will solve all of our problems. Will it be enough to pay for chairs and a microwave on top of a higher rent? Could be enough, more than enough. Wow, that's great, Ocarine. Why are you so happy? Just look, we've made so many friends. There's Daru-kun, Chris-chan, Luka-chan, Suzu-san, Moika-san, Aphani's-chan, Bron-san, Nai-chan, and more. She gazes wistfully into the distance. In the spring, when you started this lab, you seemed a little lonely. But now you're fine. You don't need me to be your hostage anymore. What do you mean? I try to ask, but before I can finish... An urgent news bulletin appears on the TV. Oh. The subtitles read, Terrorist bomb threat suspends Yamanote Sobu Kane Kane Toku lines. A bomb threat? Hang on, this line's all past through Akiba. How is my street gonna get home? Yeah, I should go home. I should go home. Sorry, used the wrong voice. A bomb threat? I don't know why, but I've got a bad feeling about this. Only the lines passing through Akihabara are suspended, as if that were the target. Wait, could that be it? Could the bomb be at Akihabara Station? I get a cold feeling in my stomach. Akira and Taro, I need to know. You've completed the time leap machine, right? Huh? Well, yeah. Okay. I just remembered I've got something to do. I'm not going out. Suzuha leaves the lab without another word. What's wrong with her? Suzuha's acting strange. Is it related to the bomb threat? Why should she just ask for the time leap machine? Something occurs to me. The 2 threatening emails I received. We're watching you. You know too much. Who sent them? And there's more. Words and images flashed in my head. CERN. The LHC. Jellymen. The Z program. Government secrets. The organization. Men in Black. The Committee of 300. The Time Leap Machine. What did Kurusu say? We may have created a monster here. Taken separately, each of these elements was insignificant, but if I consider them part of a single line, they all point to one inescapable truth. Come too far. Fear seizes my heart in an icy grip. I can feel anxiety eating at my brain. I can't breathe. Even though it's hot and humid, my body shivers. Should we run? Get out while we still can? We can't use the trains. What about the subway? Or would a taxi be better? Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's doing anything. What should we do? Suddenly, there's a softness against my hand. I look down to see Mayuri's hand holding mine. When I look up, I see worry written on her face. It's okay. I'm just being paranoid. It's all a coincidence. Tomorrow, we'll get rid of the time leap machine. Then we can forget that all of this happened. Pretend it was just a dream. We never invented a time machine. I don't need money. As long as we can't forget about today and welcome tomorrow, we'll be okay, won't we? Oh, earlier I was thinking, man, didn't Kurusu see like a death flag? And I feel like these are a lot of death flags. I don't like this, but my anxiety doesn't go away. I look over Mayuri's head at the entrance to the lab. The door is unlocked. Anyone could just waltz right in. I hear sirens wailing a few streets away. The bomb threat has Akiba in an uproar. Yet here, in our corner of Akiba, it's so quiet. Mayuri squeezes my hand with her warm, slender fingers. I squeeze back. The next thing I know, the door slams open. 5 men burst into the lab. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna quit today, but I feel like it might not be the best time. Might as well. Their movements are swift and sure, professional, and each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out just inside the door and aim their weapons at us. It all happened so fast, no one has time to scream. The men are foreigners, a mix of races dressed casually in colorful shirts and shorts and jeans. But their arms are thick with muscle, and their eyes are hard and cold as ice. 2 of them are holding pistols, the other 3 have assault rifles. AK-47s at Akiba? Is this some kind of joke? One thing is certain, these guys are tourists. Hand in the air, nobody move! Dark-skinned, crew-cut man barks an order. It feels like I'm dreaming. Did I fall asleep while watching an action movie? It's the first time so many people have gathered in this room. Suddenly the lab feels small. What an odd thing to be thinking at a time like this. The first to obey is Daru. Then Kurusu raises her hands. Then me. Last is Mayuri. Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing, but their guns remain steady. Most is pointed at us. On the TV, a comedian laughs. What is this? Are we on camera? Then I hear a new sound coming from outside. The sound of high heels. A woman is coming up the stairs. Are these men waiting for her? Is she their leader? A squad of battle-hardened commandos led by a beautiful woman? It's like something out of a manga. Nothing seems real. Before long, the woman appears. Oh, it's you. Kiryu Moeka, the part-time editor. The male demon, Shining Finger, who is never seen without her phone. Labman 005. Moeka? She's the leader? The least imposing woman I've ever met? Even now she doesn't meet my stare. Her eyes are aimed down at the floor. What's going on here? Moeka-san. We're taking the time machine. As always, her words are barely audible. It's ridiculous, laughable, and yet I can't laugh. My heart is a jackhammer in my chest. The inside of my mouth is drier than a desert. I stay still with my hands in the air. Makise Kurisu, Okabe Rintaro, Hashida Itaru, the three of you will come with us. I don't understand. Why is Moeka here? I don't know, but I have to ask. What's going on here? I can't answer that. This is a joke, right? Moeka shakes her head. You don't need to know. You can't resist. Come with us. Where? No reply. She doesn't intend to answer that either. Dangerous. These guys are dangerous. Look at their guns. Nothing good can happen if we go with them. I try to refuse, but my voice catches in my throat. I can't stop staring at their guns. Are they real? They're not gonna start shooting, are they? I'm not going anywhere until you answer. You can't refuse. You have nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akihabara. Wait, something clicks in my head. It was them. They sent the bomb threat. They stopped the trains. Why? To keep us here? Just for that? I don't want to hurt anyone. The three of you, come with us. Why? Chris, who has kept silent until now, finally opens her mouth. Why just the three of us? That's when I realized that Mayuri wasn't included in Moeka's demand. She only wants Kurisu, Daru, and me. I'm not answering your questions. Come with us. It's your only choice. We're not getting anywhere. Ocarine. Daru's voice is shaking. I turn my head to look at him. He's deathly pale. Don't you think we should do what she says? But unless she tells me the reason, honestly, I have no idea what to do. My heart has still been fluttering in my chest. This seems more like a dream than reality. I'm not a military otaku. I've never seen a real gun. The black shine of their weapons looks somehow tacky. They lack the imposing feel you'd expect. I believe her if she told me they were fake. Mayuri suddenly speaks up. Moeka-san, you're a Lab Mem too, aren't you? It was as if Mayuri asked my question for me. Moeka was a strange woman, but I welcomed her as a Lab Mem all the same. What is she thinking right now? In answer, Moeka pulls the gun from her belt and points it at us. I realize that Moeka isn't holding her phone. This is the first time I've seen her without it. Not like that matters now. Moeka's gun hand is trembling. Is the situation affecting her too? It must be. She's terrified of talking to people. Our mission is to silence you. Silence us? Your refusal to come will change nothing. Does that mean she plans to kill us? Why? What did we do? Who sent you? Who are you people? We. Moeka suddenly lifts her head. For perhaps the third time since I've known her, she looks straight at me. Her eyes are dark and empty. Are from CERN. CERN? M4. The dark-skinned man speaks up. Is he addressing Moeka? What's your song? Moeka hangs her head again. In my head, I replay the words she just spoke. CERN. They're from CERN? Why CERN? Of course, who else could it be? Come with us. Now. Moeka raises her voice in frustration. If you continue to resist, I'll have to resort to extreme measures. Moeka slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at Mayuri, probably? Yeah. Mayuri. My whole body instantly goes cold. Shada, Mayuri is not needed. Stop! Oh, wow. No. I'm stronger. I'm stronger. I'm stronger now. I've been burned before by Suza and not showing us her tank top sprite. I'll be fine. I lunge at Moeka, but the dark-skinned man is faster. Ah! Something strikes my chin with crushing force. The shock numbs my entire body. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall to my knees, powerless to stand. Everything goes dark. What happened? Did he hit me with the butt of his rifle? Ocarine! I look up. Mayuri, face streaked with tears, is reaching out to me as if begging for help. Over her shoulder, I see Moeka ready her gun. Mayuri, no! I try to yell stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. Someone. Anyone. Please. Stop her. Stop Moeka. Moeka's lips move. She's mumbling something. For CERN, for FB. For CERN, for FB. Her mouth opens and closes robotically. My blood curdles. No! Ooh! A sharp, dry crack splits the air. Time slows to a crawl. Moeka pulled the trigger. Oh man, that's not good. I kind of want to end the episode right here as like a funny haha, but I feel like we should probably keep with it. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. I catch her. Her body's limp like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arms dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose, and then the smell of blood. Daru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. The sound jerks me back to my senses. In my arms, Mayuri takes one short, shallow breath, and then... Oh... Kari... Mayuri? No, no! She's dead. Mayuri's dead. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm. You three come with us now. No more warnings. Mist, and we'll kill you too. I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. What is this? What's going on here? Is this a joke? You may have created a monster here. This is a dream, right? Right? I feel nothing. My mind is blank. I shake Mayuri's shoulder. Mayuri? Wake up, Mayuri. You'll catch a cold if you sleep here. If you're tired, you can stay overnight. Or I can take you home if you prefer. We'll ride the train back to Ikebukuro together, like we used to before Daru joined. When it was just the two of us. Memories of her smile whirl through my head, 1,000 different smiles from 1,000 different occasions. If I look away, she'll disappear. She always disappears. But now you're fine. You don't need me to be your hostage anymore. Death flag, I said it, didn't I? No, Mayuri, I still need you. Laugh for me, like you always do. Greet me with your silly toot-toot. Tell me it's a lie, tell me you're alright. Mayuri? Red flames consume my mind, an inferno of rage and hate and the burning desire to kill everything I see. I gently lay the motionless Mayuri on the floor. I stand up, and then I fling myself at Moeka. Okame! But before I can take a step, someone grabs my hand from behind. You can't! Let me go, let me go! You can't, they'll kill you! Moeka's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger's already on the trigger. You're gonna kill me too? If you resist. Please, Okame, do what she says, okay? Otherwise she'll kill you too! I tear my hand from Kurisa's grip. My vision is a tunnel with Moeka on the other side. She won't get away with this. She'll kill Mayuri in cold blood. I'll do the same to her. No! Moeka pulls the trigger. Huh? The sound of the shot smites upon my eardrums. I feel a sharp pain on the side of my head. I nearly lose my balance again. But I'm still alive. What happened? I realize that Moeka's gun is lying at her feet. Beside it is a small stone. Someone must have thrown it and knocked her gun aside. Get down! Get down! I knew it was her. Suddenly Suzuha is here in the doorway, knocking my man down in the blink of an eye. Before anyone can react, she darts into another man's range and delivers a piercing elbow strike to his solar plexus. The man drops to his knees, gasping for air. The remaining men turn their guns on her, but she throws the incapacitated man towards them to block their aim. She then slides to the feet of the man at the rear, tripping forward, and in a single smooth flowing motion drives her knee into the man's face as he falls. Who the hell? The dark-skinned man aims his rifle. Before he can fire, Suzuha snatches a stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Blood spurts from the man's head. Without pausing, Suzuha leaps in the air and delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to his jaw. Oh, shit, that's hard. The hard picture. The next thing I know, the 5 men are down, and Moeka's gun is aimed at Suzuha's face. But Suzuha doesn't back down. Her gun is trained on Moeka's neck. It's a standoff, neither moves. Steins returns to the room. Who are you? 42. Suzuha's reply makes no sense. She glances at me. TV. What is she saying? Turned on. What? Suddenly, Kurusu springs up and makes a break for the development room. Don't move! That's my line. I suddenly realize the meaning of Susa's words. The 42-inch TV downstairs, it's on. She wants me to use the time leap machine? I look at Mayuri's body. She's lying there quietly. Her eyes are closed. They'll never open again. One of the men Susa knocked out starts to moan. If they wake up, it's all over. Susa looks at me again. Her eyes implore me to make my move. If I use the machine, I can avert Mayuri's death. But at the same time, it could fry my brain. Fry my brain? So what? What is there to fear? Mayuri's dead, shot in cold blood. This isn't right, I won't accept it. Then change it. Change the past. You have the power, use it. I stagger into the development room. Kurusu's about to put on the headgear. I pull it away from her. Okabe. I'm going back. No, I should be the one to... I grab Kurusu's wrist as she tries to take it back. I stare into her eyes, wet with tears. I will save Mayuri. But what if it fails? I ignore her and put on the headgear. Moeka's last shot grazed the side of my head. My ears are still ringing and there's blood in my neck. On my neck. It doesn't matter. I might fail, I might even die. But I have to try. It's my only chance to save Mayuri. Kurusu bites her lip and activates the X-68,000. Okabe and Taro. One of them's moving. Get in there, kill them! Damn kids. The crew cut man staggers into the development room. Acting purely on instinct, I grab future gadget number 4, mowed Snake from his shelf and flick the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. Kill them! Ah! Kurusu? Okabe, are you sure? Are you sure about this, really? Do it, Kurusu, activate the machine. Ah! Pain flares in my right arm. Was I shot? It doesn't matter. I see blue-white light shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. Wait for me, Mayuri. I won't die here. I'll cross through time to save you. Leap my memories. Leap to the past. Leap. Blood explodes in the light. Bing. And I think, yes. Look at that, I completed an entire chapter in one episode. Isn't that nice? I forgot to read what it said. Chapter 6 something something, I can't remember. I think that's a good time to end it off right there. Thank you everyone for joining me. That was a very interesting episode, guys. I'm very excited. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I've started uploading the episodes. They're all scheduled, so I'll see you in... not 2 weeks, I'm sorry. 2 days. I have much stuff to do this weekend, so I decided to record this episode in time, but I'm very excited. I can't wait to get back to this. I'll see you next time then. It was very nice of you all to watch, if you are still watching after this many episodes. Be safe, and try not to get shot, I suppose. Bye-bye. Be safe, and keep living life and being good and staying happy. Smile.